Was good. Was good. Was good. Was good. Yep. So this is gonna be a Q and A, and it's gonna be join in, live join in. So anybody who wants to join, anybody who got any questions, that's really what this live stream's about. Let me put this link down here. And yeah, I don't really got nothing no more. I don't got nothing to say really. To be honest, really, like there's nothing really that I need to say. There's really nothing that I need to say really, because I know everything I need to know, and I know everything I need to know, and to get to where I want to get to. So shit, man. I feel like nowadays on the internet, everybody is like a crackhead when it comes to information. Everybody wants to know all this shit, which is cool and all, but the shit that they learn about it don't even really get you anywhere. Like there's certain fundamental basis of things you need to know. There's certain fundamental basis of things you need to know. Hold on for a minute. Somebody just texted me. Those fundamental bases of things you need to know, we all know it. At this point in the game, the dilemma and the issue 99% of people have is they want to feel good and they don't want to give up certain feelings of feeling good, aka what they call a desire. So that's the big problem we have today. It's not about people don't know what is everyone knows what they need to do, just people want to just feel good. That's the main thing. That's like the devil right there. It's that feeling of wanting to be comfortable and feel good, and I'm not saying like I don't have those issues. I struggle with that at times, and we all do. But like a lot of people, they make it where it's like a crutch. They can't try to find a way to just so like that's the main thing. Like you see some fat ass bitch that complains that she got heart pain and fucking all these pre-diabetic symptoms, but then if you say why don't you just cut down on the food and exercise, they'll come at you like I don't need to do all that. We don't need to do that. They'll rationalize why they don't need to do that, and I'm like, okay, stay fat, stay miserable. Ain't nobody give a fuck about you. Like who gives a shit? Hold on, guys. Let me send this text message real quick. Yeah, let me send this text message real quick. Yeah, but it is what it is. Life is very, very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And in some cases, it can be easy. What the fuck is going on here? How did I get to the damn... Okay, this is really pissing. Whatever. I'm just gonna send the message. I was gonna add a fucking emoji or whatever, but it's acting fucking retarded. But there's a link if anybody wants to jump in and say what's on your mind, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. At this point right now, my main goal is to become a breatharian, and I'm succeeding at that goal. Don't get it twisted, like oh I'm trying to, and no, I'm succeeding at it. I just had this realization a couple days ago that it's a long process, and a lot of other breatharians that I'm be talking to, they be telling me it took them like 6 years, 5 years, four. So it's like it's a process. So that's already set. I'm gonna end up, and I've been doing this shit for like probably like 3 years, 4 years, and it matches where I'm at. Is where I'm at, and where I'm at right now in my as far as my consumption, it matches the amount of time I've been doing it, getting rid of the blockages and everything. So that's what I'm focusing all my energy on right now. Because like I'm realizing like a lot of shit that I thought I wanted, I really don't give a fuck about this shit no more. Like, because once you tell, at least I don't know, man. I don't even want to get deep into it because yeah, Yeah, but shit, I'm just chilling right now. Put my little fucking neck heater on. This shit gets fucking hot, man. You guys gotta get you one of these neck heaters. This shit gets super fucking hot. This shit gets fucking hot. Yeah. I don't know. I might just get off YouTube though for a minute. If you guys don't see me upload on YouTube for like a long stench of time, then just know that I'm fucking fed up with this shit and I don't feel like going online. What's good with it? What's good with it? Yeah, man. I'm happy I'm online too. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know how long I'll be online. Like, I've been good, but I'm just a lot of things are just changing in my mind right now. A lot of things are just changing. A lot of metamorphosis going on, and like my priorities are they're switching. Like my main focus and goal is learning how to sustain myself energetically. And I'm like when I speak, I'm not don't get it twisted to think I'm talking about that you guys need to do what I'm doing. Now this path isn't for everyone, and I know that. Like it's to a point right now where low key, like if I see a female eating, that's unattractive to me. Like it's to that point almost. Like it's almost to that point. Like that's how like deep I'm rooted in this fucking shit. Like when I seen a fucking fine ass bitch, she went to the fucking to the like vending machine and she was getting some sodas and shit. And I was like, don't get me wrong, she was still fine. I still hit that shit, but it took a few points off. Like it wasn't a trait. Like when you see a bitch picking her nose, it's like the fuck. Like that's the equivalent of me when I see a female eating or at a restaurant or walking out with a bag of food. It's like that shit's unattractive. Like I could see the bitch, but I don't want to see you doing that because that's how like deep rooted my shit is. Like yeah, it's not just the bad foods; it's food in general. Like I kind of feel sorry. Like when I see people going to the grocery store and eating a lot of food and getting like, I kind of feel sad deep down. Like I feel sad because I'm like, damn. Like imagine like you had like a lot of you were like a millionaire and you see a homeless person and you be like, man, I got all this money and they're broke and you feel kind of like how the world's fun. Like that's how I feel like becoming like knowing on this path. I'm like I kind of feel bad that other people have to consume because like you don't need to do this. But most of you guys don't understand because you haven't tapped into this level of energy and experienced it. I experienced it. So like when I see people like I look at people like, damn, this life is hell because you live on this planet and you everything you consume is killing you. Like people are gonna die from a disease. 99% of people are gonna die from a disease. Most people. I probably say 90 to 95% of people are gonna die from a disease. And it's like and it's gonna be food related disease. And I'm like, damn, this life is hell. And when you die from a disease like that, it's like you guys don't understand. Like when you die from a disease like diabetes or cancer, it's not like a slow death. That shit is painful and it's long. And you gotta understand, euthanasia doesn't. They don't. Euthanasia is illegal. So if you're going through something that's horrible, you better have your strap to get rid of to end it. Because euthanasia is illegal. People forget that. Like if you're feeling a lot of pain and you're suffering, especially if you have family members who are like at your bedside, they're not gonna want to just kill you. They're gonna want you to live, even though you're in pain and shit. Because that's how this world is. And euthanasia is illegal, so it's like this life we live in is hell. Like it is. And like I said, like I don't want to like put it like that because at the end of the day, you don't have to experience that. And I'm not saying when I say you don't have to experience that, you guys think that your life because a lot of you guys think like, oh, I'm trying to find a perfect life where nothing bad happens to me. No, that's not what it is. I don't give a fuck about what happens to me. It's about how I receive it. Once you reach a certain consciousness, you can fucking lose your car and lose your house and be on the street. You still have the energy within you because if you're on this Breatharian path, you don't give a fuck about it because you know you get it back. And the energy flowing through you is like you don't give a fuck. You don't care because you're not having emotions. You're having feelings. You're just feeling it and moving on. It's like you can't really explain it, and like that's what it is. So bad things happen to everyone, but I don't give a fuck. Like I remember earlier today, I spilled some fucking water all over my papers and shit in the house, and usually I'll be tripping over, but like I don't give a fuck. I was like, why do I need to get upset? Something I was like, why do I need to get upset over this? Who cares? And I just didn't give a fuck. And I'm not saying for you, because a lot of you guys, you can't do that right now, because it's not about just like a lot of like tomorrow you guys may go through a situation and you gotta think you gotta do what I just said, and it's not gonna work. And the reason it's not gonna work because you didn't do the energy work internally to heal the body so you can achieve the peace within for it to play out externally. So you have to do the work. It's not about just saying it, because otherwise you're gonna just drive yourself crazy and try to force yourself to feel. No. And I'm not telling any of you niggas that um not express your, like, the end of the day, if you like me, if you upset, if you angry, express that shit. Knock a motherfucker out. I'll be the last person to say don't express it. If you've seen my channel and all the shit I've done on my channel, I'll be the last person to say that. But what I am saying is, if you're feeling like that, do the work so internally, eventually, internally, you will overcome all that bullshit. It's not something that's just gonna stay with you and stick with you, and like recognize your issues and problems and then heal them. But don't suppress yourself. Like I would never come up on this bitch and act all fake and nice and like I give a fuck about shit what I don't. But if internally something happens where I do, then I will project that, because that's true. That's the truth of how I feel. If I don't feel a certain way, I don't give a. I'm gonna show you that. But if I'm showing you something that's negative, then I'm gonna be like, okay, I need to change this. I don't need to act fake. I need to change this internally, so therefore I can project a real version, not just act fake and pretend like everything's okay when it's not. He said, "How's your fasting and yoga?" My fasting and yoga is doing great. It's doing great. I'm going on day 6. Well, I just finished day 5 right now. Going on day 6, so it's great. I really want to just stay in this state, to be honest. Like I'm gonna, like, when I end this fast, I'm only gonna have like an 8 to 12 hour eating window. Then I'm gonna go back on. This is my life from now on. Because usually what I'll do is I'll do a fast, especially if I do one for like 6 7 days. I'll get off track and then I'll probably go a couple weeks or a month, sometimes even 2 months without doing my fast. And then I'll get back on. I'm not doing that shit no more, because when I'm in a fasted mindset, I have the most peace and clarity, and the most clear awareness and perception to live. Like, this is the state I'm supposed to be in, so I can't go back. And what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be transitioning to a liquid diet soon. So I'm only gonna be having liquid food, so bone broth and like juices. Every now and then I may have some sorbet, ice cream sorbet that's frozen. You just make it with fruit, um, agave sugar, and fucking um, lemon juice, and then you add some lime and then some zest, and then you mix it, or you blend that shit, and then you freeze it, and it's like sorbet. So I'd be like dessert. I'm gonna, like, because I want to go on a liquid diet, and then I'm gonna transition from that into breatharianism, because it's a process. Is what I'm getting to understand. You can't just do this shit like it's a long process. It takes years. This is why you don't see that many people doing it, because it's like, in matter of fact, in order to become a breatharian, you need to eat. You need food. You can't do it without food, unless you were just born like that, which I don't even think anyone's born like that. There may be people who will be able to get there quicker than others, but I don't think anyone's just born like that. So this shit is like, it's a long process. Like, any of you niggas that are trying to get on this, it's gonna take you years to get on this. I've been doing this shit for years. So, and all the years I was doing the work, I didn't even know I was doing the work. Like the yoga, all the fasting I was doing, especially the yoga, that really was getting me to that level. I didn't know that till just recently. So I've been doing the work technically since 2016 I've been doing the work, and 2021 I've been doing the work consistently every day. But since 2016 I was doing it, but there was large gaps where I wasn't doing it. But yeah, my fasting and yoga is doing great though. The yoga is like, it's kind of like slow, but I'm getting progress with the yoga. The yoga just, it takes a long time, because with the yoga it's like the blockage in my neck is constricting energy. So like, because I the last couple of weeks I've been doing 10-minute yoga sessions, holding each pose for 10 minutes or close to 10 minutes. And I notice when I do that, it releases the blockage, and then the energy will flow through my neck, and then like it release, like, it's like for, I'll probably say an hour and a half to like an hour, I will have like clarity and no hunger. Like it's like I'm able to feel the energy just flow through, and the energy sustains me for a period of time. But since the blockage is still tight, it will open up and then it'll close back a little, but it won't close back as before, but it'll close back. So like it opens up, but when you first do the stretch, it opens up a lot. So a lot of energy is flowing in. I'm able to feel a lot of it sustaining. So the breath work and the qigong, that's not real. That's really not even doing anything with my energy compared to the yoga. The yoga, once I release the blockage, and then that's when the energy is going to flow through. And not everybody who does yoga is a breatharian. Like, that's not what it is. It's supposed to be like that, because if you look at the whole yogic thing, there's like 7 stages to yoga, and the third stage is food freedom. But it's not just the yoga. You have to have a certain consciousness that's activated so the energy can flow through. Therefore, when you do the yoga qigong, you can become a breatharian. And not breatharian, just one of the many other things. It just, you see what I'm saying? So how I activated that energy was in 2012. I was smoking some trees, and it gave me psychosis, and I had extreme depression, and an extreme headache, because I was smoking back to back. And before that, I was smoking for years. And then when I smoked that shit, I took a huge hit and I held it in, and then like when I blew the hit out, like it's instant psychosis came. And they call it kundalini, they call it rising energy, but it was a psychosis that came. But my neck was blocked, everything was blocked in me, so it caused psychosis in me. So I had a lot of psychosis I had to deal with depression, anxiety, and just fucking racing thoughts and headaches, and I had to deal with it for years. But that energy that the reason I was experiencing that is because the energy was flowing through me, and my body was blocked up because I didn't fast, I didn't do yoga, I didn't do no qigong, so the energy was blocked, so it couldn't flow. But that energy was going to be allowing me to sustain myself. But in order for me to have access, I have to do the healing work, and the healing work takes years. This is what I say: before you activate what they call kundalini, that's what they call it, but it's an energy. When you activate it, you're supposed to do the work. If you activate certain energies without having if you wake up too soon without releasing a blockage, it causes psychosis. Like, there's a lot of people with schizophrenia, and the reason a lot of people have schizophrenia is because they activated that energy without knowing it. It could be through drugs, it could be through an experience, trauma, or it just activates on its own. And they didn't release the blockages in their body, so the energy is not going, it's not flowing through the body, so it's stuck, and then that causes psychosis. Depending on how blocked you are, the more psychosis is going to be. So somebody with schizophrenia, they have an extreme blockage they need to get rid of, and then once they release that blockage, then they're going to have that energy flowing. Because if you don't activate that energy and you start doing yoga and qigong, because there's plenty of people who do yoga who don't have blockages in their neck. Plenty of people, you see it on the internet, they don't have no blockages. They've been doing it for 10 years, yoga, but they're still not breatharian because they didn't activate that energy. So it's not just about the yoga, the qigong, because the whole goddamn fucking Asian country does qigong. They've been doing that shit for years, but none of them niggas was fucking breatharian. Everyone does yoga. This shit's fucking like a fad and trendy and shit. Ain't nobody breatharian. You don't see nothing because it's more than that. It's the energy that needs to activate, and even certain people, when the energy activates, you may not become one because this path is not meant for everyone. This is just my path and what I'm going through. So it activated, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I can even look back when I was 4 or 5 years old. Like I feel like in a past life, I was actually a breatharian in a past life, but I didn't do what I was supposed to be doing, or I probably was on that path because when I was like 4 or 5, I didn't like a lot of shit. I remember when my folks used to cook spaghetti, I used to just eat the meat and throw everything away. I used to not even like pizza at a certain time. I used to just eat the meat off the pizza. Just a lot of shit I just didn't really like. But then as I was older, I started eating this shit because I was grown in I grew up in a fucking retarded society where nobody like it. Because if I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, I would have been a breatharian at age like 3, 4, 5, 6 if I knew what I was supposed to be. Not probably not 3, 4, but probably like 10, 11, 12. I would have been on that shit. But since I went backwards, and I wasn't like people in my family. They gave me shit and I didn't know because nobody told me, and which is not their fault. I should have known, even though how would I if I was that young? But I went backwards and then I got deeper into that. So now I'm getting out of that. So I'm reverting back to that state where I don't like shit no more. So I was like, this shit's deep. I'm telling you. All the parasites and worms they have inside their stomach. Yeah, that should be getting you parasites and worms. When you go on these large fasts, like I said, you go on a fast for like 8 days. When you break it and you shit, can you eat something you shit? You're gonna shit out like parasites. Your shit's gonna smell hella bad and it's gonna look different. That's the parasites and the shit in your stomach lining. That's being removed. This shit's being removed. So when you remove it, like you feel more clear your stomach, because the parasites is what makes you hungry. That's what makes you hungry, because when you remove the parasites, it decreases your appetite. And when you eat a lot of food and your stomach is sticking out, your stomach isn't supposed to stick out when you're full. The reason your stomach sticks out when you're full is because you got parasites. Once you get rid of the parasites, you can eat. You won't be able to eat till your stomach sticks out, because before your stomach even is able to stick out, you're going to be full. When you have to have your stomach stick out for you to be full, or your stomach sticking out after you eat a lot of food, that means you have parasites. When you don't have parasites, that means you can eat and you're going to get full before your stomach sticks out. So it'll be impossible for your stomach to stick out, because by the time you get full and you don't want to eat no more, your stomach's going to be flat. In order for your stomach to get full, you're going to have to eat more than you can. And at that point, you're going to be damn near killing yourself, and you won't even want to eat that much. It's just like you eat like five slices of pizza or whatever, and you're full. And then you eat 10 more. Like, you can't. It's impossible. You're going to have to do that if you didn't have any parasites for your stomach to get full, because you'll be full before it gets big. If you guys see what I'm saying, those parasites just bad for you, man. Like, they cause a lot of issues and problems, and they even make you more hungry when you're craving shit like fucking, especially if you're craving shit like bread, or you're craving shit like fucking um, junk food and sugars. That's parasites. You ain't supposed to really crave any of that. I used to have a fucking sugar like a sugar tooth. Like, I used to love sugar. Like, and like me, when I used to eat a lot of crap, you guys gotta understand, I was eating a lot of shit because I never used to buy my food. Like, I was stealing shit from the stores since 2007. I always, if I was hungry, like if I smoked and had munchies and I was hanging out with homies, I'll go up in a store and fill my whole backpack with like $100 worth of snacks and share it with everybody and eat a whole bunch of shit and take it home. And I would do this every day. Like, I wasn't like a lot of you guys probably didn't eat as much junk food as me. Like, as I'm saying, like I've eaten more junk food than all you niggas most likely. 'Cause every time I'll be hungry, I'll just go to the store and just steal a whole bunch of shit, meat, food to cook, everything. And I was doing this shit since 2007. As time went on, it got worse because there was a time I was doing it, but not too much. But like probably like around 2012, 2013, I was doing that shit like damn near every fucking day. Still a rotisserie chicken, still rice, cook that, get a whole bunch of M&Ms. I eat canned. So a lot of the junk, like I was eating that shit because I wasn't paying for it. So that's why it's crucial for me to release a lot of this junk that's in my system, because I was eating a lot of this garbage that a lot of you niggas ate too, but you didn't eat it as much because you guys probably didn't steal as much, or when you didn't have the money, you'll be like, oh, I can't go out, because even if I didn't have money, I'll still go and steal something. But the average person, if they didn't have the money, they'll just do without. Whereas me, if I didn't have the money, I'll just go and steal me a whole bunch of candy from the store. Like when I think back, I'm like, damn, I've been doing this shit for hella long. Because I remember back in 2013, I used to get high, get drunk, and I used to steal alcohol too. Like I was an alcoholic for like 2 years, from 2012 to like 20. No, not more than two. From 2012 to like 2015, I would say. No, 2016. And then after 2016, that's when I stopped. So I was drinking. I wasn't an alcoholic, but I was drinking because I wasn't like I needed my alcohol. I wasn't like I just like to drink with my weed and shit. So I was drinking, and throughout that whole time, probably like 80% of the alcohol I fucking consumed was stolen. So I'll go back to the store and steal alcohol. So I was drinking, and when I drink, I'll go out and fucking steal shit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's crucial for me because I consumed a lot of bullshit and garbage. So it's very, very crucial. Like I cleanse my body, and I've cleansed a lot of it. But it's like a lot of this shit. Like I got into, I was eating like crazy. So when I talk down upon like consumption and all this shit, I'm talking about it because it affected my life. I'm not just saying it, just saying it. Like I had a fucking like a demonic relationship with the fucking shit. Because I have a fucking yeah, I have a lot of That's one of my issues. I have a lot of Venus energy based on my birthday and certain alignments and tarot shit, and I have a lot of Venetian energy. That's Lucifer energy. And it's really not good because you could get lost in your desires and shit, and you consume a lot and you like nice things a lot. So I'm deprogramming, because that's my one of my weaknesses is I can get lost in desires, and I like to consume and have more than I even need. And I'm very glutton. I can get very gluttonous and ungrateful and just always want. But even when I get it, I don't want it no more. I just want it just to want it, and then I use it and I don't get it, and I'm gluttonous, and I even though I'm full, I'll eat some more. So it's like that's why, like, when I speak about this breatharian, like, I'm for real about this shit. I'm not speaking for everyone. So don't make it look like, oh, like, because some motherfuckers probably look at me like, oh, you're worried about this. It's not important. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, who the fuck is anyone to say what's important to somebody, what's not important to somebody? What's important to you ain't what's important to me. Like, I realize you got to take information from everyone, because you fuck around and will say you may have a teacher you look up to. Like, even if you watch my video, take what resonates and then look at other people and take what resonates, but look at yourself and learn from yourself, number one, and take what resonates from everyone and apply it to how it can affect your life. If you just follow one person, then you're going to be missing out on shit that this person, like, because you may say, oh, I don't want to do this because this teacher said this, but not knowing that that teacher don't give a fuck about that. But maybe that's your path, or that could probably help you out and propel you in life, but you don't want to focus on it because some teacher said that is stupid, or it's demonic, or some shit. But it's like, you got to use everything, because everybody is like, at the end of the day, we're still in a human body. So everyone is in their ego. Everybody is speaking from their perspective. Everybody's still learning. No matter how much somebody may know, they're still learning. If that wasn't the case, then every single person that somebody met would have been chill with them. You wouldn't be no situation if somebody just met somebody and, oh, this person ain't shit. Then why'd you be cool with them? Obviously, at one point, you didn't think they weren't shit. That's why you were cool with them. Or you wouldn't have had any mistake. You would have been everything. You would have never made a mistake in your life, because a mistake means that you don't know everything. Or even though you do know everything, but we're learning everything. You see what I'm saying? Because knowing everything means how it feels to not know, because that's part of knowing everything. He said you stole a rotisserie chicken. Should I anything you can name? I stole anything. The only thing I haven't stole was a house and a car. That's the only thing I haven't stolen in my life was a house and a car. Anything you name it, I stole it. Anything but a house and a car. So what else did it? Let me see. I remember said great grandmother dying slowly. She was over 100, I think. That's what I'm saying. But I'm pretty sure she passed away from health issues. Like me, I'm not going out like that. If I get to a state like that or I feel like I'm approaching it, I'm shooting myself in the fucking head. I'm not going through that. You can kiss my. I'm shooting myself in the fucking head the moment I feel like I'm going through that. I'm not going through that shit. But if the spirit may want me to go through it, then it is what it is. But I'm saying, like, if you do it, this is why it's good. You should use that as a lesson to wake up and focus on your health so you don't have to get into that situation. Yeah, we all gonna die and shit. But it's like, do you want to die a slow and painful death? That's the thing. Like, it's not about the quantity of life, it's the quality. I want to live a quality life. I don't care about quantity. I don't care about living forever. I don't care about living to 200. There's people who live to 100, like your grandma. But imagine how much pain she was in before she died. She was probably in pain for at least over 10 years, suffering from health issues. Because when you're dying from old age, it's not instantly. That shit was bugging you, and you were going to the hospital emergency room visits dozens of times before the time you died. It's very rare somebody just dies instantly. It's more so like they went to the emergency room, had surgery didn't work, went back, this and that, and then eventually they just died. It's a thing. And then even when they died, it was slow, like you said, your grandma. So I want to live a quality life. Somebody who the average person who dies at age 90 was suffering with health issues that was evident to them probably for the past 10, 15 years. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, those health issues isn't because they were old. Those health issues was a result of in their 20s and their 30s and their 40s consuming garbage. Because all of this shit that's going to kill you when you're dead, if you were to look in your body and do tests and analysis on your organs, you'll be able to see certain damage in your organs right now. As a 20-year-old, as a 30-year-old, you'll be able to see damage. And over time, like I say, if you're 20, you can look at a 20-year-old. So even some kids nowadays, they said some kids have like certain things forming in the arteries that show pre-diabetics or some shit like that. There's like certain tests they can run on children, and they already showing symptoms of heart failure. Like, it's not affecting them, they don't feel it, but when they look at the heart, they see plaque and shit growing on it. So that right there, it's gonna build up. So if kids are having it at that age, then at 40, 50, this is why you see some people have a heart attack at 40 or 50 versus some people they have one at age 70, 80, depending on how much you're consuming in your body and all this other shit. So you got to keep that in mind. This is why I preach this health message, because it's serious. You don't want to be consuming. And I'm not saying everyone needs to be breatharian, but consume as little as possible. And try to consume food products, if you're eating, that have less ingredients on it. And make sure the ingredients are natural. Make sure they're not just a bunch of just polysorbate 89 and all this weird shit you can't even pronounce. Like, shit like that is fake. Yeah, you inspire me to release my anger through YouTube and expressing myself in honor. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, you want to release that stuff. You want to release it, but you also want to heal it as well. But you don't want to hold it in. Do not hold shit in, because when you hold anger, trauma, somebody says something to you, say something back. Don't hold that shit in, because that's what causes the trauma. That's what causes the blockages. The more you hold shit in, and the more shit that gets you pissed off and you didn't express or you didn't do nothing, that's what causes sickness and illness. Like I left a post, I said, this is a health channel. So if I come off as ignorant and talking shit, that's health, because if I hold that shit in, it's gonna cause a blockage. So people get upset when I say and do certain things, but I'm expressing my shit. I'm not gonna hold that shit in because that's gonna cause health issues. I'm not gonna hold my shit in and have, because you're not gonna give me a fuck. Like most people talking all this shit, they're not gonna help you when you're in a down situation. So like you gotta just think of it like that. Yeah, but it's good to express yourself, but like I said, like also when you're doing it, also do the work to get it to a point where you're able to express positivity and something like in a you being in a good mood. But don't fake the good mood. Actually genuinely be there. Which you do that by doing the work. And sometimes it may take a long time because a lot of people, they have a lot of health problems or they have a lot of blockages which results in health issues. Some people have them more than others, but you can get rid of it, and it's good to start now. Because the only thing that's gonna keep going is time. If somebody says something takes 10 years, is quicker than a day. Always keep that in mind. 10 years is quicker than a day. You can sit here and say, I don't want to do this because I don't feel like doing this. It's gonna take a long time. But at the same time, when 10 years go by, you're gonna wish you would have done that. And at this point, because imagine like 10 years ago, let's just say you were like 40, and 10 years ago you were 30. At age 30, you've been like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's going to take 10 years. That's a long time. You tripping. Breatharian in 10 years, having to do this yoga for 5 years, that's tripping. But then when that time comes, you're going to be like, I'm 45 and I want to get rid of my anxiety and depression. It's going to take me 5 more years. But if you were doing it 5 years ago, you would have been there right now. Time's always going to go by. So 5, 10 years is quicker than a day. A day may seem a long time because you don't feel like doing it, but shit, once those 10 years go by, that's going to feel quick and you're going to wish you did it. And then you got to start where you could have started 5 years ago at that point. And you better start because there's going to be another 5 years and you're going to be feeling even more like shit. And you're going to end up hella bitter and old. Yeah, I don't want that shit for no. Well, some people, they need to experience that shit because they ain't shit. I would even want to say that because I don't want to wish nothing negative, and at the same time, if the more people wake up and actually took care of themselves and got their mind right, the more this world would change. So everyone needs to heed the fucking message. Yeah, my old videos I was, and my new videos I'm going to be too. So that's something my old videos and my new videos have in common. I'm gonna be fasting a lot. Shit, this video I'm fasting a lot. I'm on day 5. Wish I could remember my path. You can remember them. It really don't even, like, at the same time, it really don't. Sometimes you may not even want to remember your past life. You're probably doing something. If you remember some of your past life, that probably fuck you up even more. To be honest, because you, like, a lot of the shit you went through in this life, you may have gone through the same shit in this life, but at a less spectrum. Like, it wasn't as bad. But since you didn't pass the test, it's worse this life. So if you look at last life, maybe you had the same situation going on in this life. And then once you remember that, imagine remembering all the you don't even like to remember trauma from this life. So imagine remembering the trauma from this life and on top of last life, and knowing that the reason you're in this life is because you didn't get that life. So sometimes some things you just may not even want to know. All you need to know is the energy behind it, the situation you're in. You can obviously tell that you were in a certain mindset last life that led you to this life, and that's all you really need to know. Once you start getting into the details, some things you may not want to know. You don't want to fucking know things that maybe if you didn't know you could have been better, because some shit you just don't want to know. um Qigong um is like poses. It's like you holding a pose and you generating energy from movement and then holding poses. That's Qigong. Breath work, that's it's not Qigong. You use breath work while doing Qigong. Like while you're doing the movements, you'll breathe and stuff. But qigong is mainly movements and postures holding that you hold to regulate the energy you build. So you build the energy with the movements, and then you regulate it through the poses, and you hold the poses. On the advanced poses, they hold it for like 5-10 minutes, but you don't even need to do it like that. You can hold it for like 2 minutes, a minute, and but you do this after the exercise, the movement exercise, like how they do the movements in the hands. That's the exercise, and then after you do that, you want to regulate the energy you just accumulated. Because if you don't, then the energy is just not gonna. You gotta. It's like you have power source. You're not gonna plug in something that's like a 60 watt into something that's less. It's not gonna power. Like you have to. It's a certain plug you have to put in there. Like certain plugs, they extract more power. So you can't put it in an outlet that's weak. Otherwise, it's gonna blow the fuse. So you got to regulate it so it can be acclimated to the fuse, so it doesn't blow it. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the chi. You don't just build it; you got to acclimate it after, which is the poses that regulate the chi. Because if you don't regulate it, then it can cause a lot of energy within you, and like it can cause a lot of like aggression. It can cause headaches. It can cause like a lot of fucking like just thing, not negative, but it's like I don't want to like, cause this is why you want to do like the chi exercises that they, and like no, you want to hold the pose at the end of the workout, and then you do the movements. You don't want to just leave one out, because like I told you guys, I did the chi when I did one of the breatharian exercises. I was doing the movements, and then I just ended the workout, and I remember I had like a slight headache because the energy didn't process, because I didn't regulate it fully completely. So it's like you gotta know you want to do that. They even say if you don't regulate, it can cause more aggression and anger, because that energy's, it's like, because this chi energy is fire. It's fire. If you this, it's like a fire. It's heat. So when it's in you, you gotta regulate it so it cools down. You don't want to just have it in you, otherwise it's gonna give you more emotional, and it may aggravate you more, or you may have a headache or certain pain in the leg, and you're like, where the fuck this shit come from? It's because you didn't regulate the chi, because it's some powerful energy you're dealing with. The more you keep doing it, the more you're gonna feel the energy. Key Kong. He said Key Kong. That's funny as fuck. Somebody said, "What's good with it, Autistic Angel? What do you think about the?" I don't know if I can speak about that, because I don't want them to block this fucking channel and this video. But it's bullshit. All of that is bullshit. Anything you see, I don't care if it's the flu, whatever, and anything they're giving you from a conventional institution dealing with healing. Let's just keep it at that. That they have to shoot inside is all bullshit. Let's just keep it at that. It's meant to take you out. Like whoever thought of that idea, like, oh, I'm sick and I need to put something in your, like, who thought of that? Like, who comes up with that idea? I'm gonna put something inside of you because you're sick. Like, there's no other options. I can't do anything else. Yeah, they do. They do a lot of shit in the food. Who knows what they put in that shit? Who knows what they put in it? If you have your own company, if you have your own like company that you're, let's just say I want to make a company that sells food, and I I have a recipe, because there's when you let's say I want to make a cookie product, or I want to make a fucking a snack product, or a drink, or a top ramen brand. Like you see these rappers with their chips and their top ramen. Like you see, like fucking what's that nigga's name? Bootsy has his own top ramen. He didn't make that fucking recipe. That nigga Bootsy, what he did was he got his stack of money, and he went to a company that makes the product, and they put his face on it, and then they put it in the store. That's all he did. If Bootsy wanted to go into that company and say, I want to know how you make the product, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to allow him to go into the facility. So he doesn't even know what's going into his shit. because unless he's making it himself. And most of these people, they don't do that. And I know because I've gotten some of these bags and shit and these chips and these ramen thing, and they all would taste the same and they all had the same ingredient. It's like there's one company that's making it all. So it's like you can tell like it's all controlled. Like the food, and even when you open up a restaurant, most of these restaurants, they don't have their family recipe. Like they say, oh, I have a family recipe. That's some restaurants. Most restaurants, they don't do family recipe. What they do is they go to a company who makes the recipe for the fucking people, and then you don't know what's in the food. Like they could put some poison in it or whatever. So it's like you're not even if you eat out or you eat at this place and they say, oh, family recipe, it's probably not even. And as time goes on, like the food increases and the food costs and shit, they don't even fucking it's like they use more and more of those ingredients. So you gotta look at it like that. Yeah, he said you stole the rotisserie chicken. Yeah, I did. V money. I'm gonna read all your comments. I'm just gonna go down. What up, though, family? Gotta cut you live. That other day I blew up on Somatic. Was under the influence, but I noticed the reason I acted out of pocket was with my delivery. Yeah, when it can't. Wait, hold on. What the fuck is that comment? Yeah, when you take alcohol and you take drugs, it really brings out those demons. Like I can't drink alcohol. Like I cannot drink alcohol. I cannot drink. Like if I drink alcohol, I become a devil. Like I don't even want to be. I haven't drank. Last time I drank alcohol, I think was in 2020. That's the last time I drank alcohol. And when I drink alcohol, I will become a different person. And I just can't do it because I'm too, my energy is too, you guys see how my energy is right now. When I drink, I become a demon. Like literally, like I will say shit, I will do shit. It's just, it's very nasty. Like I would do some crazy, sinister shit when I'm on alcohol because like all my, that inhibitions is completely gone. You guys see me now in the shit I say and do, and I haven't been on any hard drug or alcohol in fucking a long ass time in years. So if I was on a drug or alcohol, I'll be doing some crazy shit. Like I'll probably be filming myself doing a bunch of crazy shit on live and shit. I've probably been arrested. You guys probably see me arrested on live stream if I was drinking. Like I can't drink alcohol. It's too much. And not only that, it fucks up my health. I'm trying to get. I can't do that. Who? Hell no. Last time I drunk was in 2020. I remember, and I was just acting. I was acting a fool. Yeah, I can't. I can't drink alcohol. Nigga. Like when him, just me reading that comment made me just have a whole bunch of flashbacks of shit I used to do. That shit was not pretty, nigga. Like I was doing a lot of fuck shit. I'm surprised I didn't go to jail for a lot of shit I did. Cause I'll say shit and I'll do shit, and then the next morning I'll be feeling like, God damn, I really said that, and I'll be hella fucking feeling cringe. Yeah, it's just too much, man. And I used to drink till I black out. I could tell you niggas stories for days of me drinking alcohol and acting a fucking fool and shit. It's just, yeah. But that's the old me. I don't even. And then when I used to drink and get drunk. And then you know when you drink, you want to drink some more. So I'll go back and I'll be just stealing alcohol because I don't buy it. I wasn't buying it. So I will always get blackout drunk. Like a lot of, this is why like a lot of people, they'll stop drinking because they don't have the money. If I didn't have the money, I would just steal it. So it was an endless supply of alcohol. I would just drink it, and I would drink and get blacked out, and I'll fucking just be on some other shit, like pass out in all these weird places. And I remember I drink and I feel hella sick because I drank too damn much. I woke up with a hangover like crazy. I remember those days, man. Yeah, I'm scared to drink alcohol. Not because I don't want to get drunk. It's just I'm scared it's gonna fuck up my health and it's gonna fuck up my energy and take. I'm not trying to go backwards. And then when it came out, it'd be a whole build of anger and frustration. Yeah, that's what me. Like when I drink, I have a lot of anger and frustration, and that anger and frustration, it would I would channel it to just do stupid shit. Like I just be doing the really because I don't give a. I literally don't give a fuck. And then that one thing that made me realize is that maybe it's good that I have certain feelings to not like. I have maybe it's good. Some people have certain insecurities or not insecurities, but certain things that keep them from not acting crazy. Like you know how you have certain inhibitions that you hold on like just certain things you don't want to say and do. Like maybe that's a good thing because if you just had all your inhibitions just released, then you'd probably be doing some crazy shit and ruin a lot of shit you got going on. Yeah, I'm gonna say this live. I'm gonna keep this live up. Yeah, if you can share the video if you can, I appreciate that. Thank you. Damn, what the fuck is my damn? Yeah, share the live stream. I be getting anxiety thinking I'm a reincarnated because I'm BS around. Yeah, you don't. That's one thing you don't want to do is reincarnate. But even if you do everything you're supposed to do, you're gonna still reincarnate. That's the that's the thing. Like, there's nowhere you really need to go. There's nowhere to go unless we really change this world and fix this shit. Because when you guys say you want to die and you don't want to reincarnate, you're gonna reincarnate for the most part. It's just you're just gonna reincarnate into a better life where you're not gonna have the problems you have now. So even if you did all the work you're supposed to do, like me, I'm at the end of my rope though. Like I'm at the end of my shit because I've been here a long time. But a lot of you guys, or most people, when you die and you do everything you got to do in this life, even if you're perfect at doing it, you're gonna come back here, but you just come back in a better existence. Well, you may have a better situation with family. You may not have anxiety, depression. You may have less percentage of bad things happen, but you're still gonna come back here for the most part. It's not about once you do what you got to do, you're not gonna come back here. Some maybe you won't, but most people, for the most part, they're gonna come back here even if they complete it. Because if you're on it, if you, it's just like you're on level 2 of Super Mario Brothers or whatever game. And then you're like, I can't wait to beat this level so I can beat the game. It's like, no, nigga, you still gotta go to level 4, level 5, level 6, beat the boss, then go to World 3. You do that. You still got a lot of shit to do. You can't just say, I've been stuck on level 3, and once I beat it, I'm gonna beat the game. I can't wait to beat level 3. That don't make you still gotta go through the other levels. So even if you do what you gotta do in this life, you still gotta have to come back and do other shit. But it just the thing is, it just won't be as bad as this life. You may grow up in a better situation, better family, better abilities and gifts and things. You may grow up with more, like in a situation where you don't have to go through the bullshit you went through. And but it's still gonna be hell. But because you're still gonna be in hell, but it's not gonna be as bad as this life until we get to a point where we're able to like make something that's way better than this shit. Hold on, give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute. Okay, perfect. I don't have to go in the house. I was looking for my shit. Got my little hand warmer. I'm not eating nothing. I'm just all you niggas. Oh, what is he eating? I don't. I'm not eating shit. Don't even bring that energy on my channel. I'm not saying I don't eat anything, but the thing is, you niggas will never see me eat anything on camera because I don't promote that shit. Even though I'm not a full breatharian and I may still need to consume shit, but you guys will never see me eat shit. Cause hold on, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Yeah, but hold on. Let me read some of these comments. I begin. Oh, I already read that comment in with the B money. I have a class I got for Wayne Chandler doing Qigong. I could send you it. Yeah, for sure. Send me the class. I'm down. Okay, where the fuck is my shit at, man? Come on, don't do this to me. Fuck. I just fucking had the damn thing. God damn it, man. Shit. You gotta be kidding me, man. Just fucking had it. Oh my god, this shit is really annoying. I swear it'd be some spiritual warfare or some spiritual shit going on where I'd be misplacing shit and I'm right here. Like where the fuck couldn't it have gone? That's how you could tell us some spiritual shit going on because like where the fuck can it have gone? I'm sitting right here. Okay, this shit is fucking retarded. I hate these goddamn water bottles, man. How the fuck is it closed and it's still leaking? Stupid ass shit. Whatever, I don't even care. I'm not even gonna waste my time to look for it no more. I don't give a fuck. But uh oh, for sure. You said when you bought it last year. That's what's up. Yeah, if you can't send it, that's what's up. Like my email is a nofe100. I'll type it in the thing. That's my email for any of you guys who wanna send me anything, send me messages, whatever. That's my email right there. Oh, you said, hold on. Yeah, I'm going in order so I can get everybody's comments and shit. I'm gonna try to go through quick. Random person hacked you. How much your car was selling? Oh yeah, I remember. Asking me like how much my car is worth and shit. I was like $16,000. I sort of like I'm literally about to leave this country though. I kind of want to leave this. I might go to Nigeria because I got family in Nigeria. I might just go and get like accommodation down there. It's very cheap. I could probably get a fucking a nice room out there for like $100 a month. I might just live out there. Like I really want to. I just need to get my passport and everything, and that shit takes fucking forever. Cause I really want to get the fuck up out of here. Cause even when I'm looking at this, even when I see like a lot of these breatharians, they live in these like tropic areas where the weather's good, and like where I'm at, it just is very. I don't like this area. I fucking hate this area. I don't want to be here no more. Like, and it's like I don't like to travel, but I only travel if there's a reason, and I really want to really move and shit. Like, there's no reason for me to be out here because I don't even smoke weed anymore. The main reason I actually want to stay where I'm at is because there's dispensaries and there's weed. But I'm not. I'm done smoking. I'm done getting high. So there's literally no reason for me to be in where I'm at right now. I don't need to be here because I don't smoke no more. I don't get high. So why the fuck am I here? So it's like I feel free because now I can go venture out because I don't feel like I need to be here because I don't get high anymore. I don't smoke. So there's nothing. There's nothing for me here. Street poison, shit, having MSG. Yeah. Yeah, they be poisoning the foods with all that MSG and shit. It's crazy. Anything I see that says MSG on it, I don't even fucking get it. Food is a drug. It's no different than go on a 10-day, 11-day, 13, 15-day fast and go eat some food and see how much of a drug that shit is. People who say it's not a drug haven't been on a long fast. When you eat some fucking food after like a long extended fast, it's like the same feeling you getting when you're like taking a drug for the first time or some shit. Especially if it's your first long fast, you're gonna be like, God damn. Like you feel the chemicals in your body and even like the junk food, you start feeling all those other chemicals and it makes you feel a certain way and mm, yeah, you say you love food. That's how I used to be. Even back like in 2020, like remember you guys see me and shit. I had like a whole canister of like junk food and shit. I stole all that shit. I think I still have it on this. I still have it on this channel. Wait, do I? My channel got taken down in July of 2020. I made that video. I think it's September 2020, so it should be on this channel. Oh, it is. I just blocked it. I privated it. I'll unprivate it and I'll show you that video. I'm gonna probably unprivate some of my old videos, like so you guys can see where I came from. Like I used to have like eat a lot of shit. I used to be like addicted to eating and consuming. And like I said, I wasn't buying any of my shit. I was going and just stealing it. So it was even worse for me because a lot of people, you guys, like a lot of you guys, if you don't have the money, you won't eat nothing. Or even if you do steal, you may steal a little bit. But me, every single time I wanted something, I would go and fill up my whole backpack or my jacket full of food, snacks, drinks, fucking everything, nigga. Like, I remember I got a rotisserie chicken. I put that shit in my fucking jacket. That shit was leaking all in my jacket when I went home. I had to wash my jacket. All the juice was leaking. I remember I went to Whole Foods and I fixed me. They have like a hot bar with food and shit. Like they had rice, like chicken, pizza, like just a hot bar with like buffet food at Whole Foods. They have them. I went there and I remember I fixed me some chicken, rice, and some other shit, and I put that in my fucking jacket. I went to the deli. I got like a sandwich made for me, and it was still that. Everything like I would just consume it, literally everything. I remember I walked out with a watermelon because I went to self checkout. I didn't pay for it, so like I was a big consumer of eating a lot of crap. So when I go hard at this shit, is like I have a background of me eating a lot of shit. So don't just think I was like this just growing up. Like I always was breatharian. No, I was addicted to it. I was probably more addicted to that shit than you niggas were because I was eating it every fucking day because I wasn't paying for it. That shit. I remember I went. There's this Indian restaurant. I used to love Indian food. This was like 2 years ago. Yeah, it was. It was like 2 years ago. I remember it was Indian buffet and um it was a buffet and then you pay after you eat. I went to the buffet. I ate hella food and I took hella home. I didn't even pay. And I remember I was like, I'll pay next time. I'll say that like I'm gonna pay next time. And then I ended up going there, and then eventually I stopped liking Indian food because I was doing yoga and stretching, and I never went back. And every single time I went there, I didn't even pay for it. But I always anticipated like the next time I'll pay, but I didn't pay for it. It's fucking hilarious. Like a lot of places, like because when I used to steal shit, it used to be on like I used to go in there sometimes like anticipating I'm gonna pay for it, but then I just wouldn't pay for it or something. And then like over time, I would not like the shit that I was consuming, and then like it would be like it's like a situation where there's like a lot of places I went to where I didn't even pay anything, and like I stopped going there because I didn't even like the food anymore. Like so, I was like I would I never. It's weird because I'll go there and eat and not pay for it. And then as I was doing my yoga, and which mainly the yoga, I was doing that. Certain foods I would just not like anymore, and then I just stopped going there. So it was like all the food I ever ate from there was stolen. I never bought shit there. And sometimes I would have money and anticipate to buy it, but the reason I didn't buy it because the opportunity presented itself where I can get away with taking it. So I was like, why am I gonna pay for it if I could go and take it? They're not looking, or so you see what I'm saying? So I was like, it's kind of like that. Whenever I watch your videos, I'd be laughing and gaining knowledge at the same time. That's funny. Yeah, it's not even I'm trying to be funny. Like this fucking reality be just throwing fucking things at you that make you have a story to tell, and this shit's funny. I don't even try to be funny. Just motherfuckers are just goofy. People are just goofy as fuck in this world. Yeah, when I get drunk, I get very angry when I get drunk. But when I get angry, it's not like I get angry and I start throwing. My anger makes me say and do stupid shit. Like I remember, I just be doing. I just get very upset and angry when I drink. You said you fought like 10 people in one. I was drunk. I don't even remember that night at all. I literally don't remember. The only people that remember that night were the people that I was fighting and the dude because I came with a so-called friend. He ain't no fucking friend because motherfucker was there, and then he was against me and shit because he's like, oh, he wouldn't even tell me what happened because I went to jail that night. I just went. I remember drinking a whole. I had a bottle of Sky vodka and I was chugging that shit. And we were about to go out to it was a car show or car meet in front of a mall. Everybody had their car there, and I don't even fucking give a fuck about cars like that. So I just tagged along. I was going along because he's like, "Oh, let's go." I didn't even want to go. I was literally gonna go home and chill and play on my fucking gaming system. And he called me, and I remember I was like, "Fuck, I don't want to go." So he's like, "Just go," and it's like I went, and then I drank hella alcohol because I didn't want to go. And then I remember I drank hella alcohol, and then I went, and then I don't. All I think next thing I remember is I was there, and everything was good. And then the next thing I remember is I wake up in a fucking in a holding cell with no clothes on. Like I don't know what the fuck happened. Like even to this day, I really don't know what happened. They told me I I don't know. They said I damaged a whole bunch of cars, and then people were fighting me. And a lady came from the store and she tried to like get in the way, and I hit her because I was swinging on everyone, and they tried to get her to press assault charges. I'm like, the fuck? How the fuck you gonna have her? And she didn't even press it because she's like, um, he thought I was one of the attackers because he was hitting everybody that was there. I don't even remember even doing that. Like it was something. It was an entity that took over me. Because when you drink, that's what I call it, spirits. Because you get drunk, they can influence you, and that spirit took over me. It was even saying a bunch of shit I would never even say, and I had a little flashback, like I was yelling and going crazy, like that's what like some of those people they be killing somebody, and they be like, I don't remember it. That shit be for real, because I'm glad I didn't get to that point, but because that shit will take you over. That's why you don't want. That's why you see a lot of these homeless people. They be talking to themselves, or they be like going crazy. It's because those drugs make those spirits go within them, so they don't remember it. So they be just saying crazy shit or doing shit or getting hella upset because it's a spirit in them. That's why I don't even fucking like. And ever since that day, that I was drinking after that incident, but I never blacked out. I would just drink until I get drunk, and then I would never black out. Because before I would, even if I was like walking all over the place, I would still keep drinking before that time. But after that time, I would always stop drinking once I got a certain level of drunk. I wouldn't even drink no more until the alcohol came down. But those days I remember that's when I really didn't know the effects of alcohol and all this shit on my health. Like I didn't think it was that serious. I just thought in my mind, well, people they live to be 80 years old and they drink. That's not how it works. especially nowadays because we in a different time and shit, and can't really be doing that shit because health is really not about health is spiritual. A lot of people think health is not health is spiritual, especially nowadays because when you get sick from an illness, this is why some people they die from a heart attack at age 40. Some people they live to 80 and they have a heart attack, but yet they still like the same shit. It's because it's spiritual. Because if it's your spiritual mission and you have a purpose and you're supposed to be healthy, then if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna get taken out quicker than the next person who they don't have no purpose, or they may be a newer spirit, so they got more. They can be down here longer to fuck up more. Not saying that they got to get away with it, because when they come back in their next life, it's gonna be harder for them. So ain't nobody getting away with shit, and nobody has it easier like that. And you gotta nothing's free. So don't think like, oh, they're because they live longer and healthy. No, they gonna have to pay for that shit in their next life because there ain't nowhere to go. That's why people keep saying, oh, life is short. Life ain't short. Life is fucking long. When you die, when you go to sleep, you're not living in this life, but you're still in another world living. So when you die, you got the afterlife. So life is a long time. Before you were in this life, you were in another life. You're always doing something. The moment you die, if I were to shot you in the head right now, you're gonna be in a different world doing something. It's gonna leave. Some people, when they die, they think they're still alive. That's how deep it gets. So you're gonna always be doing something. So life is a long time. It's just different levels to life. It's just like you watch a movie, then when the movie's over, it's not like your world is blank. You still gotta go home, go to the parking lot, get in the car and drive home and go to the store. You're still doing other shit. It's the same thing with life. After you're done with this life, you're just not in this body no more, but your mind is still awake, and you're gonna be in a different reality, a different body. You're gonna be doing something. So life ain't short. Life is long. It just is different parts of life. Just this life, when this life ends, you're gonna be doing something else. The moment you die, you're always gonna be in a body doing something else. There's never a time you're just in black space not doing shit. That's not. And even if you are, that's still a reality, and you don't want to be in that reality. That's worse than this one. Being in a dark space and in a body, but not being able to like see or do anything, but still feeling that you're in a body. That's worse. I'm gonna just go, and I know a lot of you guys left comments, so I'm gonna just go all the way down. I'm gonna go up to. I want to read the comments you guys just left. He said, be killing that ass at self check." I don't even go to self checkout no more. 'Cause that red laser light, that red beam that they use to scan the barcode, that shit fuck with my skin. So I don't even like to go near that shit. I just steal my shit and leave the fucking store. I don't even spend money at the store unless I'm gonna buy something expensive. Like I'm gonna buy a phone, I'm gonna buy a large high ticket item that costs hundreds of dollars or some shit. Then I'll purchase it if it's like locked up and I need it. Or but if it's like little small little shit, I don't even spend my money on that shit. I just steal everything I get. No, you do feel pain when you die. It's just when you die. Well, no, when you die, you don't feel the pain no more. But before you die, you're gonna be feeling something. You gotta feel something. But then when you die, you don't feel it no more. Like the moment you're dead is just you don't feel it. But before you die, you're gonna be feeling it until you get to that point of death. What I know is if somebody's trying to make you do something, when you set out and have intentions to be with self and probably have a breakthrough the other side and inject. What I notice if somebody's trying to make you do something when you set out and have intentions to be with self and probably have a breakthrough the other. Yeah, that's how people are. The one thing I notice is when you don't like, let's just say I'm chilling right now and I'm like, I'll be doing my key going, right? I'll be doing it outside and motherfuckers be coming up like I was doing my key gong the other day, and the dude come up in the middle of my. This shit never happens. The dude drives up and's like, "Do you want these cookies?" Like I'm not. He doesn't know I'm a breatharian, and he doesn't know I'm doing the key gong to build energy, and it's part of my breatharian journey. He doesn't know that, but he drives up to me while I'm in the middle of my session. I'm because I was an hour-long session and I'm doing my movements. He's like, "Hey, brother, you want these cookies?" And I'm like, "That's some Asian shit." Because why the fuck he say I want cookies? Like out of everything. And then the other dude, I'm doing my Qigong. He's all fucking like, do you know where the store is at? And I'm like, oh yeah. And then I pointed him direction how to get to the store. He drives around like on some gay shit. Like, you trying to make some money? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, are you open minded? And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And then I just walked away and shit. Some gay nigga just asking some weird shit. And this in the middle of my Qigong. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird. That's why I don't even like doing this shit in public. Cause I feel like the agents be attacking. That's why I don't even like doing that shit in public. It's just people be always looking and shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even like to be on that, say, oh, this person's an agent and shit. I like to look at it like I have the power, but that was some agent shit right there. How the hell you ask me if I want some cookies? Like, I'm not disrespectful because at the end of the day, that was nice enough for him to offer it. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I was like, nah, I'm good. But it's just hella annoying. Like, in the middle of my session. That's why I like to do my session in private. But like, it's better to do it outdoors. So I do it outdoors, but then people be always just on some weird shit. Yeah, that shit's crazy. Yeah, this Qigong will get your energy up though. It will. The more you do it, the more your energy is gonna. Because when you're doing this, you're building up your auric energy, your energy field. So when you walk into a room, your people are gonna feel it subconsciously. They're not gonna know what it is, but they're gonna feel it, and they may act a certain way, or they're gonna notice you a lot more. Be just staring at you for no reason. They don't know why they're doing it, but it's your energy field. Because you're actually have an energy field. You're feeling it. You're growing your energy. So the more you grow it, the more others are gonna be affected by it. I think they give you an acre in Ghana if you're an American citizen. They don't give you shit. Ain't nobody giving you shit in this world. I wish that was true. I wish that was true, but they're not giving you shit in this world. Ain't nobody. Everything has a as a stipulation. Nothing's for free. Nobody gives anybody nothing for free. You probably have to fit so many fucking stipulations and fit so much criteria and requirements just for them to think about giving you an acre. Like, I don't even. Anytime somebody says they got to give me something, I don't agree. I don't even believe that shit. Can you send me your email, please? Reciprocate some positive energy. Yeah, my email. Oh, yeah, my email is anofe100 at gmail.com. The cash app is the cash app. I'll put it on it. Put it down here. $sign Anofe. Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Anything helps. And you said you're gonna send me that Qigong workout. I'll be looking forward to that. I need to do that. I'm looking for more Qigong exercises and shit. Y'all help me out a lot. Yeah. And then read some of these comments. Yeah, if I'm gonna reincarnate, I hope I'm around a more loving family and friends alone. I don't even want to reincarnate into this bitch even with that. Cause then is I don't know. I just want to. I don't even want to be a human being no more. To be honest, fuck human beings. I hate human beings. I don't even like being a human being. I heard a thing that I saw. Oh, it's like you were breaking a fast with a steak burrito. Dude, I remember I did a fucking. I did a. This is back in 2020. I was fucking taking I was drinking alcohol. I was taking pain pills, and I did a 19-day fast. And the day after, I remember I had a pain pill I took, and my stomach was hurting me for a day. That was the stupidest thing. I probably one of the dumbest things I did in my life is I completed a 19-day fast and I took a painkiller, a Vicodin. My stomach was killing me. That was the dumbest shit I ever did. And then it's like for a whole day, that was the stupidest shit ever. And I remember I ended that fast. I remember when I ended that fast, I went to the Chinese restaurant. And like my energy was fucking on fleek. My energy was high as fuck. Cause when I was in there, the lady was all hella like nice and like, oh, what do you want? And talking, having conversation. And it was my energy. Cause when you go on these fasts, your energy gets bigger. And it's like they can tell. And then I remember I did that shit right. And then after a few days, I didn't fast and my energy went down and I felt it. Like I didn't feel I was kind of like in my old state because I had the energy was down because I had ended my fast. And it's been like about a few days or a week. And I went there and the same lady that was acting like that, she like had an attitude and shit for no reason. So I know it was the energy. Like that's how like the energy it'll be affecting. It's weird. But it's not always like that. Don't get it twisted like, oh, when you have this energy, because it could play out in opposite spectrums. It could play out as in people look at you and respect you, or people just hate you for no reason because your energy. That's what I'm saying. So it's like when you go on these fasts, I really get your energy up. I remember that. When I ended that fast, I remember it was like 20-day fast I did. It was 19-day fast. That was because the following day I had took that Vicodin, and I ended at the Chinese restaurant. And damn, I remember that day, man. Those were like, yeah, I noticed like those were like the good days, man. Like I know it's back in like 2016, 17, 18, 19, even 20. Those years was like the spiritual years. Once 2020 hit, like the end of 2020, that whole year, that's when everyone started getting into like right now we're in a very low vibrational time. People were more spiritual back in 2016, 17, 18. That's when it was more spiritual in terms of the spiritual community, and people were actually doing like me. I was actually on my shit 2016, 2017. 2017 I was kind of fucked up. I didn't that year was kind of slow, but even then it was like when I looked at the spiritual community, it was more in a better mind space. Nowadays everyone is just so fucked up. Like the days nowadays, it's everyone's fucked up. Everyone's fucked up now. And the reason why is because I think part of it has to do with the pandemic. Part of it probably has to do with the pandemic and what that did to people. Come on, are you serious? And a lot of it has to do with a lot of people. They were they were they had this false sense of reality. Like because in spirituality, you always have to be growing. See, oh, I don't know. This shit is dead. Yeah, this shit is cheap. I just charged it. It shouldn't be dead. But in spirituality, you're always supposed to be growing. So when times are good, there's gonna be negative times, and you gotta stay strong and keep going. Once 2020 hit, that pretty much like made everybody in a down spirit, and like nobody really recovered from that. So what happened then was what we have today now, where everybody's fucking retarded. The spiritual community is a joke right now. Everyone just is like just fucking just takes that, like everyone's just on that anti-natalism, I hate life, and 9 to 5 sucks. Like it's that type of energy now. Nobody's really doing anything. Everyone's miserable. Even like the relationships and people is all fucked up. Everything's fucked up. Egos, and I blame social media. Like social media, I blame because like I told you guys in my earlier videos, the more social media evolves, the more brainwashed and retarded people are going to become as humans. People are going to get more dumber as social media gets more evolved. And once they put social media into like the VR, because they're gonna merge social media with VR. Once that happens, man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's done for. You guys better hope they don't get this VR technology to the point where, because you see how everybody's holding a cell phone right now. Imagine everybody has a VR headset on and is in social media. That's gonna be even more. People are gonna be more addicted to it, and then the mental illness is gonna get worse. Because the reason why there's so much depression and anxiety with the youth nowadays is because of social media. Because everybody's on social media looking at everyone and comparing their lives, and it's like if you have to compare your life to somebody on the internet who ain't shit in real life, you most likely have insecurity issues. And this is what's developing a lot of people to be insecure and angry and depressed because social media. They watch all this shit on social media and then they compare their life to somebody based upon the material things, and it's like you must have a weak mind if you think somebody that material things make somebody, because most of these people who have these material things, they're not even shit in their real life. They're fucking retarded. They got problems, they got issues, and a lot of these people, their life is going to end in tragedy, and their next incarnation is going to be horrible because of what they're doing with their material things in this life. They're not using it to actually do anything. So you don't even want to be a lot of these people, because in their next life, and the karma they're accumulating from not using their social media to do anything other than just be a dumbass, they're just going to accumulate another reality where they're going to be in hell. So they're going to be deeper in hell because they're already in hell, but they're going to be deeper in it. So a lot of people envy these people and feel some type of way, but it's like it's not even that type of party. And you really can't even take anyone serious no more, because like the more you're on social media, the more you see, the more programs that you have access to. So if you have an Instagram, like people will say the television's a lie, tell lie vision. To be honest, I would rather, if I had kids, I would rather them watch television than the average person's Instagram feed, Facebook feed, or any type of fucking feed. The feed, that shit you scroll on, that's worse than any fucking television show. That shit has so much retarded. You see violence shit. You see a bunch of bitches shaking their ass and a bunch of stupid ass memes of somebody fucking putting a pile of Skittles in their fucking gas tank or some dumbass shit like that. Like, you got stupid shit. And then you got all these stereotypes and these agendas and these fucking programs that get people thinking. So now, like, I remember I seen this old ass nigga. It was a post, and I guess one of these rappers was coming home from jail after spending a long time in jail or some shit. I was a nigga, they're not a rapper. It's a nigga who got freed from jail because of something. I guess the court ruled in his favor, so he got released. And then some old niggas like, now he gets to be the way he looked and the way he like his, because I see his profile picture. He's like, he gets to be with his homies now. And in my mind, I'm like, you know damn well that this nigga's on social media, because 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you wouldn't see an old person that come up into their mind for watching that. So you know he's on social media every day and he's seeing a lot of these programs. So for him to even use the word homies, and you being that age and you looking like that, you know you're on social media all day. That's how you can tell somebody's on social media. You'll see somebody who fits a certain program, and then they'll use certain terms that you're like, there's no other way you could have came up with that term unless you were on social media all fucking day, or you're on it every fucking day. So it's shit like that it's creating a certain like uniform consciousness of fucking stupidity, ignorance, and just people so lost in programs. You got programs lost in programs. So it's like, because why would you say, like, looking like you you won't even think somebody like that will say that. But him saying that, the only way he would come up with an idea to say that is because he's on social media and he sees all this shit on Instagram and Facebook of what everything. And then when you see all this shit of everything, then you come up with these ideas you wouldn't come up with because you're on social media. So this is how you can tell somebody's on social media a lot. It's because they like, it'd be like, another example would be like some old white lady talking about fucking Oh, that's jive. That's hip. That's cool. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. The only reason you came up with that because you watch social media. Like, you ain't really cool. You don't act like you're all down with the cause and you all hip and you know the link. Bitch, you on social media all day. The fuck? It's like you'll see some motherfucking dumbass kid talking about how the Illuminati and the government is out to get us. Which, yeah, it's common sense, but the only reason you know about that is because of social media. Don't act like you really that intelligent. Bitch, you ain't that intelligent. You just watch fucking social media. Like, it's like you see all these programs acting out as programs that you wouldn't think that program should act out. That's kind of weird. Like, how you a program that's A and you're acting like program B, or you're trying to talk like program B. You only got that from social media. So when you have a lot of this going on, this creates like a mental confliction and mental illness and problems and a whole bunch of like preconceived judgments and racism, and all people think they know something they don't know, and all this weird shit. So this is gonna get worse. So as this gets worse, people get more depressed. This is where depression stems from. Because take the same logic I just said, and you'll see somebody, everybody, because everyone sees the same shit you see. You got to understand that everything you see on social media, 90% of people see that. So if you see some stupid shit, you best to believe your mother, your father, your grandma seen that shit. So when we have a lot of people watching shit that they shouldn't really be watching, in terms, if you want to raise a human collective consciousness, then this is the recipe why we have a world where everybody's insecure in public. Because you go out in public, everybody's insecure. People weren't like that before social media, like around 2008, 2009, when social media wasn't that big. It was more like different. It was more familiar. But nowadays, everything is so cringe and awkward because you got social media, because everybody's something on social media. But then when they're in real life, it's like it's kind of awkward because everybody's thinking about how I should act. Oh, this spiritualist said on Tuesday you're not supposed to wear this color, or you're not supposed to do that, so I can't do that. Everyone's so lost on social media and getting information. Everything is like fast food information. You see what I'm saying? So that's right there is a fucking problem. And this is why, like, the same shit, like, this is fucking crazy. Like, that shit ain't really cool no more. Like, it's just cringy. They don't know how to act, and they can't act right because the programming, it's stuck. Shit is crazy though. And then all this information is like, it's common. A lot of this shit is common sense. They be talking, oh, like they know shit. Like, there's just so much shit I can even tell you guys. Like I remember, like, even like in my people in my family, that, like, I know damn well they don't. The only thing they do is go to work, come home. Like, for most people, like, not even just my family, like most people, they just go to work and come home. But then when you talk to them, they talk as if they do more than just go to work and come home. Like, where the fuck you get this information if all you do is go to Walmart and work that bum ass job and you take your fat ass home and that's all you do every day? Where are you getting this information from? You're not getting it from actually going out to these locations and these situations and experiencing them. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't be able to hold that bum ass job because they would have fired your ass for taking a break. So it's like, everyone is fake. Everyone is just a copy. Everyone's consciousness is the consciousness of the social media feed. So, because that's all everyone's looking at. They're either going to their workplace environment, which that programs them, or they're looking at the social media feed. Because you got to understand, YouTube and social media is the new internet. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, YouTube and social, I mean, not the new internet, it's the new television. YouTube and social media is the new television. People say YouTube is the new television. No, it's also social media, because when people are bored, when people are waiting in line, they scrolling. Every second that somebody's scrolling, that's programming. So If you take that into effect, that every second somebody's scrolling, that's programming, you can understand why the government has everybody's fucking mind by the fucking grip. And nobody can think for themselves. Everyone's a fucking idiot. And it trickles down to even things that don't have nothing to do with social media, like people acting awkward. Like you'll see, like somebody who's on social media all day looking at certain programs, when they go out in public and they're in front of those programs, they will act awkward because in their behind the scenes in their own home, they will have a certain they will act a certain way in their own home, but then when they see the program in real life, they act this what creates awkwardness and cringe. It's because they can't express how they feel because of social media. It fucks with you. Back in the day when there wasn't that much social media, when you went out in public and you seen a program, it was it was more it was different because you didn't see it, so you act like it was your first time. But when you see so much shit on the internet, it's like it gives you a desensitizes you. So when you're out in public, you don't know how to act, so it comes out as cringe or awkward. That's why everybody's so awkward and cringe nowadays, even to your own family members, because they're on social media. Like they'll be all in the fucking room and nobody's speaking, but then they'll go on their phone and start scrolling, getting more programmed to fuck up. He said, making me realize. See, you can relate to that shit because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is a lot of people go through this shit. And when you gotta know the program and then know not to participate in it. It's one thing to know that this is where you gotta like catch yourself and not participate in that shit. Because that's how this social media does it. It fucks your mind up. This shit fucks you up. They know what the fuck, they know what they're doing when they make this shit. Even how they before, when you were on Facebook, when you used to scroll, there used to be an end. Like it'll say you couldn't go any further. It will stop because you got everything. You have to go and refresh the page, and then it will give you new shit. Now it just scrolls endlessly. It never stops. They did that on purpose. Other things, the like button. They only had the like button. Now they added the happy, the angry, and all this other shit. And they do that to get people more fucked up mentally. Because now, if let's say somebody got killed and raped, and then you look at who responded to this, you see a laughing emoji, and then that will get you like, who the fuck's gonna laugh at this? But then why would they even put a laughing emoji even able to be on a fucking page of somebody getting raped and killed? Like, but yet there's gonna be some, because there's people that are miserable in life and they hate their life, so they have to show people that, oh, I think this is funny, but in reality you're just showing how insecure and how upset you are with your own life. Because for you to even have to prove to somebody else that you feel this type of way, like, even if you think it's funny, there's nothing wrong. You could think it's funny, but if you want other people to think that you think it's funny, that's when we can tell that you're insecure and you're hurt. Because you could just think it's funny and laugh by yourself, but you got to show people. So that's the mental illness. So they add things like the emojis and all these little nuances to the social media. You can't even get a mess. You can't even get a message back. You send a message, you can't get it back. And then they put read. Like, why would I need to know if somebody read the message or not? I should already know that they read the message the moment I sent it. And if they don't reply back to me, that means they read it and they just didn't want to reply back. The fact that they put read means you're trying to get people in some type of emotions, which is gonna fuck you. Little shit like that they add. That's why when you're on social media, you gotta know what you gotta like. That's why I don't add family to social media. Every time I have a social media account, I block all my family members or people that I know personally. Well, some people I know personally, I'll let them on, but like if a certain people I just know, but they ain't family. But family, I block everybody because I don't want that to fucking like it creates more awkwardness and it can ruin relationships and shit. As if most family relationships aren't even ruined just by daily society. Like you gotta have it ruined more. Makes no sense. Something you don't need to hear. It's like taking away from human interaction and fucks with real life social skills. Cause fake social media retarding folk brand and making them suicidal young. Exactly. There is no human interaction. Once they bring in this AI, there's definitely gonna be no human interaction. Because it's gonna come to a certain point. Like, why talk to another human if I could talk to a machine that sounds and acts like a human? In the next 20, 30 years, if I make if I make a social media video like this, or like right now, you guys go on YouTube and you watch YouTube, but pretty soon it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna have to have like certain diagnostics and technology relating to diagnostics that are gonna be able to tell if the video is AI or not. So in the near future, you guys will have to question: is this video real or is it AI? Because that's how real this shit's gonna be. And at that point, you won't even need a human being. They're gonna because it's like the phone replace like they used to have a nigga on a horse or on a boat, and then when they want to ship you mail, they'll have the nigga on a horse, fucking go over there and have a carrier or some shit, or they'll have a like little things that they replace. Like they had certain things that they had the credit card and shit, and versus they had cash, and then they had the credit card, then they had the phone. They always create technology to replace something. You see what I'm saying? So pretty soon the AI is gonna replace the human. Just like you had the internet age, and the internet replaced the phone book. We used to have a phone book, and then now we don't. You don't even think of no phone book because you have the internet. So the internet and technology replaced the phone book. So what is AI? AI is supposed to replace the human being. AI is not just to help people out, because you guys just look at AI from a perspective of they're gonna take these jobs away, and AI is gonna do things that we don't want to do. You're not looking at it from a social point. There's AI in regards to working at a job, and labor AI, and there's social AI. Labor AI is what you guys look at as they're going to take over the jobs, and um, robots are going to work at McDonald's. That's labor AI. But they're going to have social AI, which is going to take over communications and people's friends. So instead of you're going to have a friend as a robot, and it's not going to be like some on Futurama Bender shit. It's going to be a point where they got to sound and look and talk like a real fucking person, and you're not going to be able to know unless you have a diagnostics. So they're trying to replace fucking human beings because they're not telling you this. AI can look so real to the point where it's you're going to need diagnostics to be able to tell if that entity is an AI or a real person. You're going to need diagnostics. They're going to have certain diagnostics in the future that's going to be like, okay, is this person AI, or is this person a real person? That's how real it's gonna fucking get. They can get it to that point, but they have to show you all these retard. Like they have the fucking, what's that bitch's name? The robot bitch. Um, the fucking, I forgot that bitch Lucy thing. You know how you see they show the retarded the robots. They act all retarded. Like, I think that, like, shut the fuck with that weak ass shit. They're just doing that as like, remember we just like we had the first cell phone back in 2000. It was a big ass brick, but now look at the cell phone now, and it's hella slim, and even the TVs used to be big ass blocks. Now it's skinny as fuck. Some TVs is 3D and shit. You see what I'm saying? That's what the robots. They start them off fucking retarded and all mechanical, and they move slow, and they even the fucking one they have at Amazon. But that's just the beginning shit. Once it gets advanced, like every other technology, they're gonna make that shit where you won't. It's gonna look human, and you won't even know. And that's just gonna be. That's not. I don't think that's gonna be good. That's not gonna be good. If you have to question and have diagnostic technology to be able to tell if something is AI or not, that's when you know that shit's gone too fucking far. That's how it's gonna be. I remember I seen a movie. I forgot what movie it was. It was about like a fucking AI that escaped and was gonna like do some shit, and they were trying to chase the AI because they couldn't let it leave the facility. And every time all the AIs would come back into the facility, they will like question the AI, like, do you have any intentions of doing anything? They'll ask it certain questions to see if it's gonna act out of its alignment. Like if it's gonna do something it's not supposed to do, and they have to run diagnostics to make sure if the robot was a real person, or because it could have been a real person pretending to be AI that snuck into the fucking lab, because that's how real it was. So they have to ask it certain questions that only an AI can respond in a certain way to make it. So if it was human and it snuck in, they'll be able to tell. So like they're about to have shit like that when they make if they make the AI hella fucking real. Cause that's how once people know it can get that real, then people won't accept it. People will be like, nah, fuck that shit, nigga. People will be more of an outrage. But now they're not gonna do it right now. They're gonna have the little retarded robot mechanical looking ones that you think it's advanced, but nah, nigga, they can make that shit even with human skin and with a body and shit, and probably even clone it and put a chip in that shit where it's the brain is just has a robot chip, but then the body is it's like a clone human feeling body, and it feels like a but yet the chip inside is it's robotic, so it's an AI computer chip, but the body is human. So it's like, or they could just get a human being and then transfer the consciousness out of that human to like kill the human and put a consciousness, like get a dead human body and then put a brain in there and a computer brain and make it. They can probably do some shit like that. That shit'll be some weird shit. And there ain't no robot's gonna take over the world. That's impossible. A robot can never take over the world. That's impossible. Anytime a robot takes over the world, that's the government allowing it to take over, and they're using it as an excuse. So that would never happen. The same way you put a fucking honey bun in the microwave and you don't have any worries that the microwave's gonna take the honey bun and beat you upside the head and fucking kill you. You don't think that because you know that don't make no sense. Or you put the honey, let me make it better. You don't put the honey bun in the microwave and put 2 minutes and be like, oh, I'm scared it's gonna put it to 10 minutes. No, you put it on fucking 2 minutes and it's gonna go for 2 minutes. You don't think it's gonna go to 10 minutes or it's gonna burn your thing, and you gotta make sure no, because you're controlling the technology. So that's what any technology. If a robot's trying to kill people and take over the world, it's because there's somebody who's allowing that to happen. Because it's a fucking technology. It can only do what the fuck it's programmed to do. And AI can only do what it's programmed to do. So any type of scenario or agenda where robots are going to take over, that's all bullshit. They lying. They secretly behind closed doors, they're controlling the robot to do all the killing for themselves and oh, kill these people, do this. But then they're gonna be like, oh, robots are taking over, they're doing this, and then they make movies like I, Robot to make you think that that shit makes sense. Because in I, Robot, they showed the robot kill somebody because of emotions and whatever. But if just like in real life, everything is deep. What if in that movie there was some type of government agent who programmed that robot to kill that guy so they can have some type of agenda where they can control and regulate AI a certain way or push the society in a certain narrative. You see what I'm saying? And they put these stupid movies like Terminator and fucking iRobot to make you think that's a possibility. Where in Terminator and iRobot, the government, the shadow government, was controlling those robots. So when you watch Terminator and be like, okay, yeah, that happened in Terminator, but the shadow government in the movie Terminator programmed those robots to fucking kill all those people and take over the world. But nobody knew that. Just like in this reality, there's education in schools, but we all know that the shadow government and the under the boule, whatever the fuck, the Masons, they make the fucking education to make people stupid. But on the surface, it looks like it's a school to teach people knowledge to be a successful citizen or some dumbass shit. So you gotta see what's going on because this shit's fucking. He said I seen a robot doing flips. All that shit ain't even really like that cool or not. Like they been had all. They been could have done that. It just they have to have a certain um. Everything needs to go in chronological order. They couldn't have robots back in the 40s because the 40s wouldn't be the 40s. Why you think in the 40s and the 50s, everybody, like every time you watch a movie or a show from the 40s or the 50s, they always have the same voice. Like, why don't people sound the same from the 40s now? It's because they edited it to make it seem, because they have to have everything in chronological order. They could have released robots in the 40s, but then if they did, then the 40s wouldn't be the 40s. It would have been fucking something else. So they have to make it in a certain chronological order. All that shit, all that technology is trash. Like, who gives a fuck about that shit? Like, I don't give a fuck about that technology. It's a weak ass shit. The only reason it looks cool to you, to people, is because the same way fucking a goddamn a hammer was cool to a caveman. If you brought a hammer to a caveman, you can break fucking rocks with this little device called a hammer. The caveman's gonna be, oh, it's so cool, but you look at a hammer ain't shit. Gives a fuck. It's the same with the robot. A robot ain't shit. If they actually had the education system and the schooling system set up in a certain way, everybody will know how to fucking build their own robot. If they have the resources at Home Depot, Best Buy, and at Walmart, and you were able to go, if they allowed the technology and the resources to be sold, and then they taught you how to build it in school, everyone would build their own robot, just like everybody builds their own fucking, I don't know, their own fucking computer. Like, you know how to have computers and shit? You can build your own computer. If somebody builds a computer, you could go on the internet and go on websites and they build the computer for you. So like they could do the same shit with robots, but they don't put that technology out there because they don't want that technology out for the people. So robots, that technology is trash. That shit ain't nothing. It's regular. Like, okay, you can build a robot. Who gives a fuck? Obviously, it ain't shit because you niggas still is fucking like you niggas still are who like all these. Think about it. If any of the technology they had was so groundbreaking, then they wouldn't have the problems that they have. Why don't they just create a technology that make everybody take this? Everybody wear a mask. Everybody go inside and not complain. Where's that technology? So obviously they whatever they have, it ain't that. It ain't working. It ain't shit. Why don't they have some type of device that can shoot to the people and make everybody do what they say? So obviously the shit they got ain't nothing. Because if they can't do that, nigga, then you can't do shit. Have a device where everyone does exactly what you guys say and everybody got this and they can't do that. That's if that was some technology, then I'll give kudos to that. But not this other bullshit they got that make you think like, oh, it's so cool. Oh, look at this 4K TV. And like that fucking bullshit. Give a fuck about that cheap ass shit. How the fuck we in 2023 and you still have 4K? Like it ain't even fucking 10K or 16K or 20K. Like they still got that same cheap ass 4K and they still charging like fucking $5,000 for a 4K. Whereas like them niggas probably got like 8K and or 20K and 32K and shit. It's like all the technologies went, and even who the fuck needs to watch a TV? Like, why do I need to watch a TV? I always think about like all this technology that they want you to think is so cool. Why the fuck you even need to watch a goddamn TV? Like a lot of these things, like I said in my other video, a lot of the things that they tell you that, oh, AI can do this, AI can do that, but yeah, if we were all in a higher consciousness and awareness, we wouldn't even need certain things that AI can do. Like if I'm a fucking vegan, if I'm a raw vegan and I don't eat cooked foods, I don't need a fucking robot that can cook my food. That wouldn't make sense because I don't even need to eat food. So take that into other aspects. If we reach a certain level of consciousness, we won't even need robots for a lot of shit because we won't even need to be doing that. Why the fuck you need to go and drive 100 miles to go to fucking see this fucking place? Why do you need to do that? So therefore, we don't need an AI self-driving car. A lot of the shit they make you, it's all a trick. They want you thinking you need this shit, and this shit is so innovative and cool. But in reality, the only reason people need it is because people is fucking lost and people is fucking retarded. Yeah, I'm sure they doing it now. Yeah, I feel like they watching my channel, especially after I made that one live stream talking about how YouTube shadow banned me, and like a couple hours after my live stream, they sent me an email talking about your channel is being I forgot what the fuck they said. I showed you guys that it's on my community tab. They're all telling me like, oh, we're gonna shadow ban you. Pretty much the email read, we're gonna shadow ban you some more. Right after I made a video called YouTube shadow banning, they sent me an email pretty much saying we're gonna shadow ban you some more. Like right after I made it. Cause I think they have like a whole fucking team of people, probably over 1,000 people, probably way more than that they pay to look at social media and to look at people's pages, and anything that catches the algorithm or the certain like attention and they block it, or because they have to have people watch it because somebody can be saying some deep shit. They even have certain AIs that watch it. And some of these AIs, I think, have human intelligence. I literally believe that YouTube has AI that has human intelligence. So, like the director or the fucking CEO or one of the managers or whatever, somebody in a position at YouTube company, they probably have an AI that has their consciousness that they put on the fucking YouTube. So it's just like a real person, but in AI form. That's what I'm thinking. That or they have a lot of people watching this shit that they're paying off, or both. Cause you better believe they're watching. There's not just they're watching people's shit. They have to because it's a dude. If you go to fucking the average YouTuber who got 1 million subscribers, this is a nobody that is in their fucking basement making videos, and eventually they got to 1 million subscribers. They have more views and more influence over the people than CNN does. That's crazy. If you're pulling 50,000 to 100,000 views per video, you're getting more views than CNN on average. The only time CNN will get views is when they talk about this bum ass pandemic or this bullshit fucking a terrorist attack or fucking Gaza or all these fucking Muslim fucks and what they're doing, or it's something like catastrophic like 9/11. That's the only time they'll get a lot of views. And even then, they'll only get a lot of views for initially, but then if they keep talking about it, they don't, no one really watches it no more. So they have to always think of something new. But the average person on YouTube, they get way more views than that. So now you know why they scared and they don't want people talking. And then the small YouTubers, this is why they have to keep them small, because the big YouTubers, they they allow them to be big because even though they may not be speaking 100% what they want, they still have to have some big YouTubers. Otherwise, they'll look so obvious that they're censoring everyone. So they have them, but the small YouTubers, they can't have them to get big, because if they get big, then when they come out with a narrative, let's just say 2 months, they want to have a narrative about the economy or whatever they do. If they don't cut small channels down, then people be able to be like, look what this guy was saying and look what's happening now. So they have to kind of like keep the small channels down, because the small channels, if they get big, they have a potential of making all of their future narratives not even work. Their future narratives are not going to work no more, because everybody will be able to just see right through. This is why when that whole pandemic shit came out, they have to put like the little thing, or even when you talk about the pandemic, they'll put, oh, C-19 and check the FTC to see if it's every time, because they have to do that because they have to have a narrative. And anytime somebody talks against their narrative, they have to put a link under that video to say, don't trust them, go to our link. Why they have to do that shit? Shit is crazy. Like, I'm like, this shit is fucking hilarious. Like, they really trying to censor it because their narrative programs, and it's not gonna work no more. It's gonna be least effective, and it already doesn't, because even with the whole 2020 agenda thing, I don't want to go too much into that, but that shit didn't even really work as planned. Remember when they said everybody needed to go to work, and then they reversed it? The only reason they reversed it and you didn't need to get this to go into, remember back in the day, like, oh, you need to get this to go into eat at a restaurant, you need to go to school, you need this, and then all of a sudden they reversed it. The only reason they reversed it was because of YouTube. People like us speaking. If it wasn't for YouTube, and this was like 20 years ago, you would have needed this to go inside of the fucking gym, just to wash your ass in the fucking gym or some shit or whatever. You'll need that just to go eat. You'll need this. You see what I'm saying? But because of YouTube, this is what YouTube has really caused a lot of, because the internet's like a double-edged sword for them. They could program people and get their message out, but at the same time, it fucks up a lot of their narratives. Like, a lot of their narratives, they don't work as planned. They're not gonna tell you it, but a lot of their narratives, not even besides just 2020, but other narratives, it doesn't work to the full potential because of YouTube, and a lot of people speak out because at this point right now, it's hard for them to put out any narrative and have people, even aliens. Remember years ago, everyone believed in aliens. Now the CNN is coming out saying government is speaking about aliens and disclosing classified document. Nobody takes that shit serious. Nobody gives a fuck. You see what I'm saying? Even the conscious people who believe in that stupid shit, they're even saying, well, I believe in aliens, but I don't believe the government has anything to do. You see? So it's like their shit don't even fucking work no more. Even on the people who do believe in aliens, no one takes that shit serious. They don't got shit right now. What's good with it, Roger? Yeah, you an old subscriber. He said Eno. Yeah, but they shit ain't working no more. That shit's done. Oh man. And if people are even will wake up even more, man, this shit will be a wrap for them. But this dude made friends with a chat GPT robot. He ended up offing himself because the robot's talking tonight about how he came to the conclusion there's no point of living. Yeah, that guy's a fucking idiot. Ain't no AI that powerful to make you. I wouldn't even blame the AI for that. That guy's just a fucking idiot. Because an AI is not even consciousness. An AI is just a fucking computer that is programmed to act like an AI can only act how it can only act what's on the internet. So anything that's on the internet is what the AI is referring to. It's not like it's an actual person who had a real life experience. It's just connected to the internet and is able to read the internet and come with conclusions based on the internet. Because if you ask the AI chatbot certain questions, it will only answer it in a certain way. Just like if I ask you a question, you're only going to answer it based on what you know. If I say, what's the color of this chair? And you never seen a chair, you're going to be like, I don't know. If you ask a chatbot, what's the color of this chair? Or what's the color of this chair? It's going to say, if it hasn't seen it, it's going to say, I don't know. Or it's going to come with a response that is, that it's its opinion. Because whatever the AI says, that's its opinion. That doesn't mean it's right. Just like I have an opinion, there's human beings that are human that are retarded. So you can't think everything an AI says is fact. Because even if it says something, it's just like you go on Google and you type in there's certain things you can't even get answers to on Google. So it's the same with a fucking AI chatbot. It can only give you certain answers because if Google can't give you answers to everything you want to know and Google's the internet, how the fuck you think the AI is going to give you answers? The AI can only give you answers on stupid, dumbass shit like how to crochet a belt or some crap like that. Like how to flip a coin when you're playing, I don't know, tic-tac-toe or some stupid. Like it can only tell you trivial, stupid shit that's on the internet. It can't tell you anything. A lot of the shit, because the AI is pretty much the new Google. The chat AI, the chatbot, Chat GPT, that's like the new Google. Because eventually they'll probably even have Google as an AI. There's gonna probably be a Google AI bot. Because you see how you when you want to find something, you ask Google. Pretty soon you want to find something, you gotta ask the AI. And certain shit, the AI could work. Like if I need directions to go somewhere, I ask the AI and the AI will tell me how to get there. Okay. That's not fucking spectacular. But once you start asking deeper questions, AI can't answer that. If that was the case, then why don't they just ask the fucking AI how to take over all the sheep and how to make the sheep not how to censor the sheep so they don't wake up or they don't speak out against the system or how to get everybody to take this, or why don't they ask questions on what they want? Because as a spirit in a human body, we all have wants and desires that we want. Oh shit. Let's get the fuck out of me, fucking dog. Get the fuck away from me. God damn, this shit's get the fuck out of me. I'm like, what the fuck is that creature in front of my car? It was a dog. The fuck is, keep that shit on a leash, nigga. But that shit was crazy. But what was I saying? Yeah, the AI ain't shit. Google's gonna be the new AI bot. They're gonna have, because right now you go on Google to ask your questions. They're gonna have AI for that shit. That's all it is. Because when I seen that Chat GPT, it reminded me of Google when it got released. That's what it reminded me of. It's gonna be the new Google. Everybody wants to ask their questions. They're gonna go on Chat GPT. Pretty soon they're gonna have the AI create video games and shit. They're gonna have it create video games. That's what I'm saying. Like certain things I could see the AI for. Like if it's creating video games, who gives a fuck about a video game? Like, or like you want to have a masterpiece, somebody draws art and you want a certain, that's cool. Have AI draw art, have it make video games, have it make music. But once you start saying like other shit like that it doesn't need to be in, like making it like a teacher or making it a fucking an official or a police, like that's doing too far. Keep it at video games, keep it at music, keep it at art, because that I can kind of see is kind of cool doing that. Especially if for video games, you'll be able to make a game like fucking like Elder Scrolls or something in a short period of time. So you can have a lot of good. Like they don't have to spend like 20 years making one fucking game. They just make that shit instantly because you have AI. So, but certain shit I can see, like shit that's not important, use AI for. But shit that's like really important, that doesn't even need to be a discussion that if we need AI for that or not. Yeah, guys, but I'm probably gonna end the live stream. It's been 2 hours. Yeah, I'm getting kind of fucking tired too. Yeah, I'm probably going live tomorrow. But yeah, this was a good live stream. I dropped a lot of shit in this video. Yeah. Does anybody got any more questions before I head out? Appreciate the knowledge. Yep, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one up though. Why it's important to have an org field? Yep, for real. You want to have your shield, mental shield, and your org shield, everything. You just gotta be your optimal self. Have your mind right, spirit right, everything. And when you have all that right, then you automatically you know what to do. It's not that it protects you per se. It's just your awareness will automatically put you in a space where you know everything you need to do and how to maneuver. So you're thinking on your feet. So when something happens, you already know. You don't even need to know what's gonna happen. It's when it happens, you already know what's gonna happen because you got your mind and spirit, your field, your shit right. So do you think they can use AI to kill people? Yeah, they can. They already have, really. Like there's a lot of shit that goes on that they don't tell you. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna have like AI drones and shit. A lot of AI drones and shit. They're gonna be doing that, especially in the military. They're gonna have a lot of AI type of technologies. They may even have AI bots, like actual humanoid artificial intelligence that's gonna be killing people and programmed to kill. They're gonna be working along. They may be working alongside real soldiers though, because they're about to change up everything. I feel like they're gonna change up the military, the weaponry, everything. Just like in the 40s, you go play like World War II. They had like a whole bunch of old ass guns, like the Thompson and all this other shit. And then as time goes on, they had the fucking shout out to Zealous. They had the updated weapons like the M16 and the Uzi. They're about to update the weapons again. It's gonna be like energy weapons and a whole bunch of other shit. They already have them. They already been had it. They just have to update it so it could be part of the chronological order. They have to update it at a certain time. So they're gonna release all that other shit. I wouldn't even be surprised they have a fucking war against AI. They'll be, oh, these AI bots are taking over the world, or they're attacking these terrorists are creating AI bots. How the fuck does terrorists get a hold of AI? It's like terrorists had a hold of fucking missiles and bombs. They say terrorists have a hold of AI bots and they're programming the bots to go fly around and kill people. And then they're gonna probably put some fucking. They'll do some stupid shit like that. Or they may use aliens. Oh, these aliens are giving some type of illness, and everybody has to go inside and put a mask on because the aliens are giving it. Like they're gonna do some weak ass shit. If people keep believing in it, man, shit, man, then yeah, I blame the people for this shit because none of this shit has to happen. People are just so gullible, especially with this AI shit. Everyone keeps talking about Terminator and AI. Every time you talk about that, you're just giving them ideas on how to make a situation where they can just drop the resources and the tools to make an AI bot, drop it in some Islamic country, and then have them create artificial intelligence weapons or some shit, and then make it attack this country, and then now they start another war or some stupid shit. Or people believe in aliens. Oh, this terrorist group is having communications with these aliens, but yet you never see the aliens. They're having communications with these aliens. We gotta attack this country. It's a war. Why are we at war? Because they're having communication with these aliens. Always some dumb shit. Yeah, I wouldn't take any of those shots. But I remember I went to fucking Job Corps years ago. I was only there for a few months and they kicked my ass out because I guess they caught me with some weed. Yeah, they caught me with weed over there and they kicked me out. But it was like back in, this was years ago, probably like close to 10 years ago. I was at Job Corps and they made me take it. That was the last shot I took. I don't know what the fuck that was. I should probably look at the shots they make you take to go there so I can know what was in me. But I'm sure fasting and all that shit, it got rid of all that because I fasted a lot and it got rid of it. And I would never take any fucking. I don't even want to talk about that shit because I don't want them to register it as like the other one. But I would. I'm not taking any more of that shit again. That was the last time I took one, and I wasn't even that aware back then. I just thought it wasn't a big deal. And to be honest, my mind thinking that it wasn't a big deal is what saved me. If I had the same mind back then and I thought it was something and I took it, that shit probably would have actually fucked me up. And I would have started feeling certain things because where the mind goes, the body goes. So I would have been like, oh, they put this in me. But you see what I'm saying? So my ignorance back then actually kind of saved me at that time because I didn't even feel anything after that. And I did a lot of fasting ever since then. So I'm sure anything, if that was in me, it's gotten out. But anything that they're forcing you to take, it's not for your good. Understand that. Like I remember once the doctor's like, "Did you take your?" They said some no. They're like, when you get to age 60, you're supposed to take a shingles shot. I'm like, why the fuck you gotta take a shingles shot at age 60? Like that doesn't make any sense. And what I'm thinking is that shot is the shingles. So when you take that shot, you're gonna get shingles. What old person do you see gets shingles? Like, you ever heard of that? This shit, like shingles, like it's something they said. Old people, when you get the age like 50, you got to take a shingles shot. But what old person do you know got that? I don't know any old person that has shingles, but yet I'm pretty sure any old person that has it is because they got into shingles, the shingle thing. So I'm thinking, anytime they tell you like take this so you don't get the flu or you don't get shingles or you don't get this, the thing that they're injecting you with is the actual flu, is the actual shit. Like it's like a fucking reverse thing. They're telling you if you want to be free from this, then get this, and then that is the actual thing. And then they'll trick you because they'll be like, no, because this person's sick and they didn't get it. No, this person's sick because of something else. They didn't take care of their body, they didn't take care of their health. And you're calling it that so you can get people to believe because they're trying to do some weird, sneaky shit. So anytime they'll say, take this so you don't get sick, that is the actual thing that they're getting you with. And if they ever tell you, well, this person didn't get it and they got shingles, and no, they didn't get shingles, they didn't get the flu. That's something else. You're just calling it flu and shingles so you can play into your narrative so you can get other people to take that shit. Because just because motherfuckers get sick every day, you don't have to be. Especially with all this bullshit they put in the food and the chemicals in the air, people get sick every fucking day. So it's easy to call a sickness any type of illness. It's easy to call that. So you're not gonna get me fooled to make me think that, oh, that shot is something what it's not. It's to help you, nigga. That shit isn't. Yeah, they be forcing that shit on the military. Like, I don't even know why they would do that. I was surprised when they forced it on the military. Like, why even? Like, that's because most of the people in the military, like, they're all conservative, Trump supporting, and they're not really the type of people who would just acquiesce to some stupid shit like that. So in my mind, I'm like, why would they even present that to the military? Which when 90% of the military, 99% of the military is like conservative and they're against that type of shit. Like that's kind of stupid. Like why would they even? That's gonna make them even more suspect. So like, why would they even do that? If people in the military don't even get down like that, I can understand if it was like a fucking a elementary school or a YMCA or some dumb shit. Those type of people would acquiesce because based upon their mindset and them working at that place, they're more on the liberal type side where they will acquiesce to some stupid shit like that. Not saying I'm conservative because that shit's fucking stupid. I'm able to read programs because I'm neither of that shit, but I'm able to read programs. I'm scared to open this fucking door. That dog might come back. Yeah, I would have fucking. That dog came at me, nigga. I would have sprayed that motherfucker in the face with my spray. Say, man, I remember tapping you to your email, appreciate you talking that real and spreading positive information. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for real. Yeah. Yeah, next time if you want, join the live. I'm about to be on tomorrow. We can join the live and we can talk and whatever. I'm trying to like pretty soon when I really get this channel up, I get my money up. I want to at least because my main goal, one of my main goals is to have my own healing center where I'm able to heal and have my own like healing center where I teach about how to transfer into like the breatharian life and healing and fasting and all that. That's like my main goal to have my own compound where I'm able to like do work from that. But that's down the line. But I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to do, and then take this channel further. I already started on it because I already built the channel, so I have a base where I can start from, and then so I'm almost there. I'm gonna get there though. I'm thinking if I want to do it in this country or another country, because at the end of the day, like I don't know though. I have to see, but right now I just got so much shit that I'm just trying to work on right now. There's so much that I need that. There's just so much to do in life, to be honest. Like, but I look at it like I only have certain focuses on because you don't want to do too much in life because you don't want to waste your time in life because it's so easy to waste time nowadays. So don't just sit here and like, learn a bunch of shit and do focus on one or two things you want to master and do those two things. Like me, I'm trying to master breatharianism and trading and um, affiliate marketing, authority marketing. Those are the three things I'm trying to master and focus all my attention on. Nothing else. I don't care about learning shit that's not important to me. I'm not trying to learn how to be a fucking surfer or do whatever. I'm not trying to do anything else other than those three things. That's the main thing I'm gonna focus on. How to make money and how to sustain myself through energy. Put all your energy into one or two things, no more than three. And make sure those things are very important and they actually will get you a good outcome, not just stupid shit. That's like, I don't know, like you guys know what it do that and that's how you really can you put yourself in a good position and just study that and focus all your energy and become a master at that. Then once you master at least one or two of those things, then you can add more shit. But it's gonna take you a while. It's because the way we're at right now, the way the life is going and time is just accelerating and everything's moving so quick, you can't be all over the fucking place. He said that dog look. How'd you know what the dog looked like? But you can't be all over the place. because it's just you're gonna be end up wasting time, and then it's gonna be the end of 2024, and you're gonna because understand like I remember last year of 2023, I was like no 2022 in December, I was like 2022 went by quick, and I said 2023 is gonna go by faster than 2022. I said that, and it did. So next year is gonna go by faster than this year. So that's why they say this is why everyone's saying next year we're gonna be in a different world because everything's gonna be so accelerating so quick. It's gonna be a different type of reality, and this year is gonna go by extremely fast. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 2 years the holiday seasons. They're probably gonna stretch the holiday season out. So like Christmas is gonna probably be a 1 week celebration. It's not gonna be just a day celebration. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that because as time keeps speeding up, they're gonna still want to keep up their old program, and I don't think they're just gonna get rid of it. They're gonna fight to keep it. So don't be surprised that these fucking Jewish fucks out here they make it where a whole 3 days or 4 days or a whole week is the Christmas season or some shit like that or the Christmas holiday. Like we got Christmas in 2 days. That's just one day, and then we're going home. And then we're going, and then it's back to normal. But eventually, they might make it where it's going to be like a 3 day period, and people are going to celebrate it. I wouldn't be surprised because they're going to try their best to try to hold on to this shit. They're going to try their best because the system isn't going to be crashing, and even if the system crashes, which it will crash, it's going to be replaced by another system because everybody else is a stupid dumbass sheep until if people knew how to create their own system, then you can say the system's going to crash and we're going to take over. But since everyone's an ignorant sheep, anything that crashes is just going to be replaced with another system. Like everyone said, the dollar's going to crash. The dollar's devaluing. But look, they have cryptocurrency. So if the dollar crashes, they just have cryptocurrency. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same with everything else. This is why they're bringing in AI because when the system does crash, then they can have their AI, the crypto, and all this other shit for their new system. And then by the time I'll say probably like 20 in the 2030s, that's probably when they'll have their new system set up and be running efficiently. It it'll be a new system. So the system ain't really gonna crash because people aren't waking up. People aren't waking up to change the system. So if the system crashes, all they have to do is make a new system because they have the resources to do it. He's like, how's my cat doing? Yeah, I don't have that cat no more. My uncle, yeah, my uncle, he didn't want to let him in because it's funny that he didn't want to let the cat in, right? And then they left the cat outside, and I guess one of the neighbors, because the cat was like it was like a cat, it was a stray cat, and everybody around our apartment, it was like catering to the cat, and he didn't want to let the cat, like that cat's not coming in, so it was like I was feeding it and kept it outside, and then it got cold, and then fucking it kept getting into cat fights and kept getting scratched and injured because when you keep a cat outside and you don't bring him indoors, it's gonna get into cat fights, and then it got scratched and it got infected, and then now the motherfucker wants to bring him the cat in and say, oh, put some bandages on it, and then they put bandages and then they let the cat back out, and then the fucking Mexican people across the door from us, they took the cat, which I'm actually glad because that cat would have been dead. And then they go up to the door and be like, did you guys take the cat? Watch them. And in my mind, I'm like, what? Because I don't really be there that much. But he's like, why did you take the cat? Because I would have been talking to the person if I was there. He's like, why did you take the cat? And they're like, oh, we took the cat because it's outside all the time. We didn't think anybody wanted it, and it was injured, and we're trying to help it. And then he's trying to feel some type of way, and I'm like, motherfucker, you didn't want the goddamn cat. Every time I said let's bring it in, you want to bring it in until it got a scratch and then it got cold and you brought it in for a few nights and then you let it out. And now somebody else takes it. You want to get upset. And I'm like, I'm glad that they took the cat because that cat would have been dead if they didn't take it. Because you didn't want him inside the fucking house. And he's all trying to inquire about that shit. So it is what it is. I'm not tripping. It is what it is. Yeah, they took it, man. And that was a spiritual cat, because that cat, man, like, it wasn't no regular cat. Like, when I came to this apartment, that cat was waiting in front of the door. And the last apartment that I was in, the one I had my old channel in, the old place I was staying, you guys seen it. There was a black and white cat. There was a female black and white cat that looked like that, but it was a little fat. It came and it always used to follow me. It came and it used to follow me, right? And then we moved, and then all of a sudden I stopped seeing the cat because I think it was the owner. It had an owner, so I stopped seeing it. And then the day we moved into this new apartment, that black and white cat, it was the one that I'm talking about right now. It fucking I don't know. It was just sitting there and it came to me and it just started following me everywhere I went. And people look at me like, why is the cat following you? Because cat usually dogs follow you, not cats. This cat was following me everywhere. I fed it and it always used to come in the backyard, but this nigga wouldn't even let him in the house. He's like, oh, he ain't coming in here. And then it was cold as fuck outside. And I asked him, let's just bring the cat in, and he brought it in for a few days and shit, and he let it out, and then they got in a fight, and then the other Mexican lady, she took that shit, and he's all fucking like, and then he's all complaining that why did they take our cat? I was like, nigga, it wasn't even our cat because he's outside. It's got a fucking freeze to death, and it has scratches on it, and it was getting infected, and you didn't even want to bring it inside. Now you care that they took it? I was like, I'm glad they took that cat. They saved that cat's life. Because that cat probably would have been dead if that lady didn't take him in. And that's the reason they took him in, because they seen how fucking bad shape it was, because it has infections and had an infection that was like, it was a fucking bump that was infected because it got into a cat fight. Because cats, they bite each other on the neck when they fight. So the shit was infected, and it was like fucking 30 degrees outside at night. The cat was sleeping. I fucking got it. I stole him that little house, which it wasn't even that, it wasn't good enough. And it's like, it's retarded. But it is what it is. I'm not even tripping though. Yeah. I'm not even tripping. I'm actually glad because it's in it, because he wasn't gonna let us stay in the house. So he wasn't gonna let us stay in the house. So that cat probably would have been dead if they didn't take it. So I look at it like that lady actually saved that cat's life. And who knows, one day I might see it. I'll probably go to them and be like, because I guess like the lady's she doesn't live in the apartment. She lives somewhere else. And so it's not like I can go see the cat. But I used to give that cat like the best fucking cat food. Like I used to go to Petco, the most expensive gourmet cat food. I know the Mexicans ain't about to give her no good ass cat food. They probably get to give her the kibbles and bits, the cheap shit from Dollar Tree. Cause I know that's how ghetto ratchet people are. But I was stealing this shit. So I was getting her the best gourmet everything. Gourmet fucking cat stew and the best pebbles and shit. They're probably gonna give her the cheap ass shit because that's all they can afford really. But it is what it is. I'm at least glad that it's not like out and about, because it probably it was getting in so many cat fights, man. Because there's another fucking great cat. I swear, if I had a gun and I could get away with it, I would have shot that cat just so it could stop attacking it. Like I really would have killed that fucking cat just so it could stop attacking. Because it was like a daily occurrence. I had to scare the cat off a few times because it will always like want to come back, and it's like I can't always be there. So I guess it got him one day and shit. And then I remember its fucking tail was like hella beat up. And then I was like, what happened to the tail? And this motherfucker trying to act like, oh, somebody probably ran it over, or they probably attacked. Like, ain't nobody running over no fucking cat. A cat is fast as fuck. Like, you can't just go and catch a human being can't go and just catch a cat. They're gonna run if they don't know you. And you can't really sneak up, because even if you grab the cat, they'll scratch the fuck out of you and get out of you. Like, cats are fucking like, they're hella like agile and shit, and they'll fight and scratch the fuck out of you where you're gonna drop the cat, and then they'll run away. So that was like a cat fight, and it bit the tail, and the tail was getting infected, and it had a mark. The tail was healing though, because I had got some stuff and I healed it, and then like a few months later, the fucking neck was swollen, and I'm like, but I'm glad it's doing good though. I'll probably see him again one day. Yeah. That cat was a smart ass cat though. Like I could tell it was a human in its past life. Like it was a human in its past life, and I knew it was a human in its past because based on the energy, that cat was a human in its past life, and it sunk down to be a cat because they probably did something in a past life where they had to become an animal. Because usually when you see stray animals and certain animals with certain energies, especially stray animals are usually a result of they were a human in a past life. Because for you to even be a stray animal and to have certain intelligence, like the way it was following me, and remember, I even have a video like every time I'll say hi to the cat, it will meow. Like it said hi to me, like literally. There was one time it meowed and it sounded like it was saying hi. I will say hey, and right after I say hey, it'll be like it'll meow, like it was saying what's up to me. Like it was shit like that. Like as I could tell, it was a human, and like, it wasn't no regular cat. That's why it kind of pissed me off because it ain't no regular cat. That was a special cat. Cause me, I don't even really like pets like that. I don't like pets. If I ever have a pet, the pet has to come in a synchronized situation where it comes to me or I develop a connection. That's the only time I can have a pet. I can't just go to no place. Oh, I want to get this cat. Like it has to be a connection and synchronicity, which is this was. So that's what kind of got me pissed off a little because it's not like I can just go to a place and get a cat because that's not how it works for me. Yeah, it has a good life now though. It has a good life. But it is what it is. Like you can't get attached to anything, and that's why I don't get attached to shit in this world. That's the thing that taught me. Like nothing is forever. You can't get attached to anything. You can't get attached because in this reality, everything is always changing. Everything is always changing. So you can't get attached to nothing. Even if you have a good situation, you live in a good place, or you can't get attached because eventually that shit's gonna just be gone. And the only thing you get attached to is your spiritual mission because ain't nobody can take that shit away from you. Even if they try, they couldn't take it away from you. But you don't want to get attached to nothing. So it is what it is. Like I'm not even upset about it no. This happened like a couple months ago. About a month and a half ago. So I ain't even tripping. I didn't even remember until you brought it up. But it's that I'm not that I don't care about the cat, but it's like why am I gonna focus on something I have no control over? Like I'm not gonna sit there and beat myself up over that, waste my energy. That's the thing. That's the thing when you get into this. That's part of the whole journey of what I'm talking about, the Breatharian journey and energy work. And it's not just about health and healing, even though that's the main thing and that is important, but it's also about health of the mind and not attaching. Because once you have that, the energy that I'm talking about that's sustaining you, it goes beyond just food. And I'm gonna have to make a video about this. This is you not caring about nothing. Like this is why like even like a lot of you guys, if you guys got $1 million right now and you lost that money, a lot of you guys would be distraught and be depressed, which is the reason why you don't have it because the spirit wants to put you in a mindset where you can get it and lose it and still be happy. Because once you have the energy within you to sustain you and you're living life to the fullest and you're on your spiritual mission, it doesn't matter if you get $1 million and you lose it because you know you can get it again. And even if you can't get it again, you always have that mission. And that mission you could be broke and in the shelter and with nothing, but you have a mission and that plan that nothing can take that. And once you're on that mission, eventually you're gonna find yourself getting that shit again. I'll probably manifest another cat and another fucking pet soon. And then when I have that, I'll show you guys that. And it's it'll be the same energy that the other cat had. Cause it's gonna come back. I can get another cat. I'll show you niggas. I'll get another one. I'm about to end this live stream. Anything you lose, you can get again. Just like I told you guys in my old apartment, there was a black and white cat that was a little chubby, and then I got another one. So I'll manifest another one. It may not even be a cat. It may be something else. It may not even be a pet. It may come in something else, but it's gonna have that same energy because that's how this universe, this spirit works. It may not even be a cat. It may be an inanimate object, but it has the same energy as that cat, and that's like you see what I'm saying? Because it's deep. That's how deep it goes. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end this live stream. My battery's about to die. Gotta go charge this up, and I'll be on tomorrow. This was a good live stream. Yeah, but I'm out, guys. Peace.